Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday night live stream. Well, I'm joined as always by Andy from Forgotten World of Movies.
Hi, guys.
As well as Mike from Mike's Movie Place.
Hello.
And tonight we're joined by another special guest. We're joined by Tony from Horror and TOJ. Thanks ever so much for joining, Tony.
No problem, mate. Hey, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. The only question I'll ask for tonight, hopefully, what have you been watching recently? Do you want to go first, Andy?
Sure. The last film I watched was I went to go and see No Way Home again for the third time.
Cool.
Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for it to come out on physical and get hold of it. But yeah, that's the last film I saw. Nothing new. Not a new watch or anything like that. Just went to revisit that again.
Not to Tane without subtitles again, Anne.
No.
I bet that was an experience.
Yeah, visually, I thought the film was great, but because the copy I had didn't have English subtitles on, I had no context whatsoever of what was going on. So I'm gonna have to wait for it to come out properly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's got a proper release date over here yet.
No,
that's a shame. But what about you, Mike? What was the last thing you watched?
The last film I watched it today. It's a Sam Raimi film, a Western called The Quick and the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, good film. Yeah.
What about you, Tony? What was the last film you watched?
Last night I watched a couple of films. I was on my own downstairs because my wife was ill, and my daughter was upstairs. So I watched Sleepy Hollow. You know, Johnny Depp, Tim Burton film. I've watched that for a long time. And I watched another film on Shudder. I've never seen it before. It's called, really stupid, like a Fangoria film called Porno. Don't know if you've seen it. It's like it's not what you think. It's like these guys are in this theatre and they play this tape, and it's like a comedy horror. And this woman out the tape starts stalking them around this theatre and killing them off and stuff. Really silly, rubbish, really. But yeah, that's what I watched. So yeah, that was it, really.
Good selection. For me, the last film I watched was probably Sunday night, and I watched The Lost Boys for the first time, and honestly, really enjoyed it.
Amazing film.
Yes, such a great film. I was surprised it was like only 90 minutes long. I thought it would be a longer film than that, but just had a lot of fun all the way through, and the soundtrack is superb.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I would have watched more films, but I ended up just getting lost in the new Pokemon game, and since Friday, I put 20 hours into it. I'm not as bad as somebody else. I know somebody who actually played for like 48 hours straight.
Oh,
can't do that.
No.
Yeah, and there's some people on my friend list who's put like 60 hours in. I honestly don't know how they can do it.
Not sleep, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Before we get into the comments, do you want to promote your channel, Tony, for those who've not seen your channel before?
Yeah, I can give it a quick plug. I'm Horror and TOJ, obviously, Tony. My channel, I've been going about, 2.5 years or so, and I just watch lots of horror films and do unboxings and few shop vlogs, reviews, bit of everything really. So yeah, that's it basically. That's my channel.
Yeah.
Horror.
Tony's, Mike's, and Andy's links are all in the description down below, so you can also give them a sub if you haven't already. And before we go on to the comments, we do have a special message from Jim.
Hi Pete, how are we all doing, guys? I hope you're all good. Sorry I can't be on the screen with you tonight. I'm on the way to work as we speak. But I thought I'd do a little message to say hello. I hope you're all well, and hope to catch up with you all very, very soon. And we will do a quiz again one day, so we'll get a quiz on the way. And also glad to see Tony on tonight. Tony on the stream. How we doing, mate? Yeah. Right, guys, I'm gonna go now. So have a great stream tonight, guys. And I will catch up later. Have a great stream and take care for now. Much love, Jim Jam. Bye, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. He asked me this afternoon, could he send a message? I said, of course you can.
Nice
Definitely.
fella.
He's one of the best. Definitely when he's off work on a Wednesday night, getting back on the stream, he's definitely missed.
Yeah.
Right, we have got some comments. We have Vince here saying hi. Hi, Vince. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Vince.
Hi, Vince.
We've got Anime Support saying good vibes. Thanks.
Cool.
We've got Edward Coppock here. Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Did you pick up any of the 3 big titles this week, or all 3 of them? Did you want to go first, Tony?
Yeah, I'll go for it. I picked up, I picked up Halloween Kills Steelbook, and I picked up Last Night in Soho Steelbook, and I haven't picked June up yet, so I don't know. I'll probably pick that up at some point, but just not yet. I need to give it a So that's it, really.
Is that Steelbook the one with like the 2 Anya Taylor-Joy and what's her name's Mackenzie's face on?
Yeah. It's like I haven't got it with me. It's downstairs.
It's like they're merging into one.
It's like a blue and red, like psychedelic sort of good one from Zava. Yeah. Really good steelbook. Yeah.
That's good. What about you, Andy? Did you pick up any of the 3 titles this week?
Yeah, I did pick up June about before Christmas because I purchased it off Amazon Italy. The 4K Steelbook. It's exactly the same, I think, as the HMV one. It's just the Blu-ray disc is a different color. So I did get that last month, and these arrived yesterday. So
awesome.
Yeah,
great.
Let's see both of these at the cinema. Absolutely love them both. The only thing I'm disappointed by is the Ghostbusters Afterlife artwork. I'm not a big fan of. It just doesn't really do the film justice for me. But yeah, I love the films regardless. I thought they were great. Yeah,
I bet they look great on 4K and all.
Yeah. I've watched that scene in Ghostbusters Afterlife without spoiling it towards the end, just to see what it was like, and it looks phenomenal. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
No, I've not picked them up yet. I will pick up Last Night in Soho. I'll probably wait like a few weeks because I think they'll probably go down in price quite soon. Because I think Halloween Kills and No Time to Die, for example, are already on the 2 for $25 for the Blu-rays. So I might just wait a few weeks until they're a bit cheaper.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea. I picked up June and Ghostbusters, surprisingly, from Tesco, of all places. They actually sold them this week.
Wow.
So I picked them both up. And I'm waiting for Last Night in Soho to come from HMV. Apparently should be here tomorrow, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to rewatching that. But I haven't seen Ghostbusters yet, and it's definitely high on the watch list because I've heard so many good things about it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Right. Next up, we have Jules. Hello, everyone. How are you all? I was good. I didn't get to meet Horror and TOJ on the big meetup.
How you doing, Jules? Hope you're well.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Jules.
Yeah.
We have Marvel fan here. Hi. Thanks for joining.
Hi. Hello.
We've got Soph here. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, Soph. Evening, Jason.
Hey, so
Jason. Yeah.
Jason. Yeah.
AJ here. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, AJ.
AJ.
Hey, AJ.
I feel like a policeman saying evening all. Soph says, last night me and Jason watched Enter the Dragon and Nightmare on Elm Street. Both first-time watches for me. Oh, that's good. And you really enjoyed both of them, didn't you, Soph? Yeah. What was I going to say? Have you seen these films before? I gather you have.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Great films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen Enter the Dragon. I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I've never seen any of them, but I do have the box set. Again, high on the watch list, but they still sit there sealed.
Yeah. Great movie.
AJ says Lost Boys is a classic. I can certainly see why. It stands up really well for like a film that's nearly 40 years old.
Yeah.
AJ says, isn't the Lost Boys getting a 4K release soon? He's heard rumblings of it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I've heard rumors. Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me, but the Blu-ray actually looked really quite good. It was very clean in some places.
Yeah.
Right. We have DVD from Film Bloke. Hi, I honestly forgot you were streaming tonight. Yes, no worries. At least you're here. That's the main thing. We're here most Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
Soph says, love Dudley. Yep. Brilliant guy.
Yeah.
Matt says, what is your favourite Darren Aronofsky film? I'm bowing out on this because I've never heard of him. Do you know, Tony?
I don't think I'm. What films has he made? Does anyone know?
Black Swan.
Oh yeah. I know. Yeah, I like Black Swan. Yeah, I've just got that steelbook actually. Black Swan. I really like that film. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, with Natalie Portman.
Mila Kunis.
That is a very good film. I like that one. It's a good thriller. Yeah, very good.
I agree there. Do you say Black Swan as well, Andy?
Yeah. Black Swan's probably my favourite one of his. I've only seen, I think, about 3. I've seen Mother and I've seen Pie. Mother was one of those movies that was really sort of divisive. Like, people either loved or hated it.
Is that the Jennifer Lawrence one?
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. The whole movie is like a giant metaphor. It doesn't really have like a cohesive plot or anything like that. And I think people just didn't gel with it. It wasn't a movie I hated, but I didn't think it was great either. I just thought it was okay, personally. But I'd have to give it to Black Swan. Yeah, visuals were great in it. Yeah,
they were great. Yeah, really good.
Oh, that's good. What about you, Mike?
I'm sure he directed The Wrestler, so I'll probably say that one.
Yeah.
And and Requiem for a Dream. That's a good one as well.
Yeah,
that's a good film. Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the only one I've seen that you guys mentioned is Black Swan. I honestly thought he was an older director. I didn't realise he was so recent.
Yeah, he's quite young, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's why I like doing these streams. Always learn something. We have Bumpers Movies here. Did Tony check his Lamb order to see if he ordered the 4K or the Blu-ray?
Yeah. I ordered it was the Blu-ray. I don't know how you I don't know what went wrong. I must have not pressed the right key on my laptop, and I ordered the Blu-ray instead of the 4K. So unfortunately, but no matter. It's still. I watched the transfer tonight. Well, not tonight. I just quickly put it on to see what it was like, and it was really good. So no worries there. Thank you, mate.
Is this a foreign film?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I have heard of it. I've seen like pictures of a woman holding a lamb, but that's all I know.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Mike?
Yeah, I watched it the other night. Really good, really bizarre, weird film. So be ready for it. But yeah, it's really beautiful looking film as well. The Icelandic locations look great.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but just be prepared for it because it is a very strange film.
It's not for everyone, but I love that sort of.
It's strange, so sign me up. What about you, Andy? Have you seen Lamb?
No, I've heard of it, but I've not got around to watching it yet. So as soon as it comes out, I think it's going to be one I pick up, definitely.
Yeah. Right. DVD Even Film Bloke says, I did finally rewatch Meet the Feebles. This might be the last stream I mention it. Whilst it's still very flawed when compared to Bad Taste and Brain Dead, it grew on me for sure. A high 6 out of 10. Again, I keep meaning to watch this film because of the DVD Even Film Bloke. But yeah, I'm glad you quite enjoyed it, mate. Have you seen it, Tony?
A long time ago. I'm more familiar with Bad Taste and Brain Dead, but I can remember watching it when I was a kid. I can't remember. I just remember it being really silly, obviously. But I'm a big fan of Bad Taste and Brain Dead. I think they're great films. I really like them. Yeah.
That's good. What about you, Andy? Do you agree with what the DVD Even Film Bloke say?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Brain Dead for me is probably my favourite one out of the three. I love that film. It's absolutely insane. The gore is just top notch, phenomenal. Yeah, really good Peter Jackson movie. Yeah.
Yep. And what about you, Mike?
Yeah, just agree with the guys really that Brain Dead and Bad Taste are the better two. Yeah, probably Brain Dead's my favourite one.
Yeah.
That one seems to be the most fun and seems to be the one that I want to watch the most. I've heard so much interesting things about that one. The gore is supposed to be insane in that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
DVD Even Film Bloke said he wrote an extensive review on his letterbox. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Sophie's just subbed to your channel, Tony.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
We've got Mugdo Gaming. He's shocked that we've gone live. DVD Film Bloke says, I watched all the House films. The first House is an enjoyable horror. The second one is pretty good. The third one is complete shit. And I actually think the fourth one is my favourite. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
I've heard the fourth one's supposed to be the worst one. I haven't seen any of them, but I've heard like the first one's pretty good. Second one's really over the top. The third one's a bit in the middle, and the fourth one's supposed to be pretty bad. But what do you think, Tony?
Yeah, they're fun films, aren't they? If you like that sort of thing, they're not going to win no Oscars, but I enjoy that sort of stuff, that stupidness, you know. My guilty pleasure, actually, I quite but I do like watching Free. I don't know why. It reminds me of my childhood, renting it out from the video shop. It's just mental about the guy in the electric chair. It's just absolutely mental. And but I like number one. That's quite fun, you know, comedic. It's a good popcorn film. It's good. Yeah.
That's good. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I kind of like the third one as well. Like what Tony was saying, like it's got Lance Hendrickson in it and Brian James. It's a lot of fun. The third one, as terrible as it is. The fourth one for me was borderline unwatchable. Like I was just like, what's this? This is too insane. Two's a lot of fun, and one's probably the best movie out of the four of them. It's got really good characters in it. They're just fun little horror films.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And you, Mike?
Yeah. Sorry. Free is probably my favorite, actually. I think that's the one I probably enjoy the most. I think it's like a house film by name only. I don't think it has anything to do with the other films. But yeah, no, I enjoy Free, and I like one as well. Two, I think it's okay, and yeah, I don't think four is very good.
Yeah, because you can get the box set on Arrow, can't you? Normally it goes for about 20 quid, so I'll probably end up picking that up in the next sale because I keep meaning to get it. I've heard it's a good fun time, so for the price, I'll definitely get it. Yeah. He also continues to say, I think House 4 might fit into the so bad it's good territory. Plus, it's nice to see Pizza the Hut get more acting work after Spaceballs.
Each to their own.
Marvel fan says, what TV show Do you want to see finally released on Blu-ray?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Cool. I'm just going to say, as they're releasing a lot of classic comedies just recently, what about Porridge?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, that's a classic. That is great.
Hmm.
I don't watch, many TV shows. I don't know really. There's lots, isn't there? I suppose there's Only Fools and Horses needs like them all releasing on Blu-ray. I suppose that's quite that'd be a popular set if you could get everything on Blu-ray. That'd be really good. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good pick. What about you, Andy?
Maybe something like the 90s X-Men show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm,
I've got the DVD of it, but yeah, I'd love to see it on Blu-ray.
that's a good pick. What about you, Mike?
There's one. I'm not like desperate for it to have a Blu-ray release, but I'd like to see. There's a show called Millennium. It's by Chris Carter, who did the X-Files, and it's kind of like his other show. And I really enjoy that show. I've got them all on DVD, and I'm fine with them. But I wouldn't mind seeing them on Blu-ray in the future sometime.
Yeah, I remember them.
That's a good pick. Does the miniseries V have a Blu-ray release? The original 80s one?
Not sure.
Not sure.
No, because that seems like a perfect fit for Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Soph says, question for Tony. What is your ultimate favourite horror film?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just love that film. Yeah, it's my favourite horror film.
It's great.
I've got Leatherface. I've got all sorts. But yeah, that's my favorite. But there is lots of horror films that I could have to reel off here. But if I wanted to pick one, my favourite horror film, I'd pick Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just because of the rawness and the way it was made, and the low budget. Just they didn't need to use a lot of blood or anything like that, or noise, and it was a great film. You can watch it, rewatchable. So good. I love that film. So yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre for me.
Yeah,
great pick. What do you think of that new one coming out on Netflix later this month?
I was really, before I saw this new trailer, I was thinking good things was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna be like really dark, like I thought it was gonna. But it looks like they put a bit of humour in there, which don't bother me because I do like part 2 and stuff. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as good as I thought now. But it might surprise me. I do like the look of it. It looks like well shot, and I do quite like the look of Leatherface. But I don't know how they're going to go 50 years later. I don't know. He's going to be 80 odd, so I don't know how they're going to do that. But yeah, it looks interesting. But I'm not holding high expectations, let's say. But yeah, I look forward to watching it on the 18th February.
Oh yeah, not too far away. Yeah. What do you think of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Andy? The trailer?
I've not watched it yet.
You've not watched it?
No.
No.
I find that franchise very sort of inconsistent, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I wait to hear the reviews to see if it's worth checking out. I think, and then watch it. Yeah.
Did you check out the trailer for it, Mike?
Yeah, like Tony says, like it looks really well made. Looks really well shot. I'm just not too sure about the direction they're taking with the story, where they're like it's like 50 years later, because they already tried that like 10 years ago, I think, with that 3D film that came out. Yeah. So I feel like they should have done something different. I'm not too sure what, but yeah, there's a part in the trailer that really annoyed me though, where it's Leatherface is like standing in front of all these like teenagers, and they all get their phones out and just start filming him, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what put me off a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the trailer as well, and I didn't mind the trailer. It's like it's going to take inspiration from Halloween 2018, setting it a few years, like 50 years later. But as soon as it showed the phone started taking photos, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
why? But you get the glimpse of him with the chainsaw getting one. I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Kill 'em all.
Yeah. But I suppose at least the main thing is, if it isn't very good, it's on Netflix, so it doesn't really cost you anything to go see it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Next up we have Koroshi Ichi. Hello everyone. Oh, it's that bloke that does shopping vids and actually knows what the fuck he's on about. Wish more people were like him.
who's that?
Uh,
Thanks, mate.
oh, brilliant. DVD from Film Bloke says, all together now, I'm your pizza man, and I'm delivering your favourite pizza pie. I'm your pizza man, and I'm everybody's favourite takeout guy. Right. Matt H says, Halle Berry has said that her John Wick character, Sophia, may get a spin-off film. What do you think of that? What do you think, Tony?
I didn't mind John Wick, to be fair. I didn't take much notice to Halle Berry's character, really. It was, yeah, she was okay, but, you know, John Wick he steals the show a bit, doesn't he? So, yeah, I'd watch it. It'd be another sort of popcorn film, I suppose, wouldn't it? You know, but yeah, it'd be okay. I don't know if it'd be one I'd rush to the cinema to watch, but I don't mind John Wick. Yes, it's good.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, if you know they want to do it. Why not? I'll check it out. But you know, I thought she was okay in the John Wick movies. Just kind of maybe a little bit forgettable. I just, you know, like Tony was saying, he steals the show. Like they're definitely his movies. You know, and the characters are very much background characters to John Wick.
Yeah.
But if they do it, they do it. I'll check it out and see what it's like.
Yep. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I personally didn't find her character all that interesting in the film, and I feel like she wasn't really needed in the film as well, because she just kind of she disappears at some point and comes back much later in the film. But if they do a spin-off and it's similar to the normal John Wick films, same kind of style, then yeah, I'll probably check it out.
That's good. Yeah, her character was just more or less there in John Wick 3. I thought she could have been good. She was like heavily advertised in the trailer, and then she was like only in it for about 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
which was a shame. But yeah, if they do a spin-off film, sign me up. As long as it's not as bad as Catwoman, I'll watch it. DVD for Bloke says, yeah, I never had to worry that your pizza will be cold because I keep it heated up on my engine's manifold. So the next time you're hungry for a pizza in a pan, don't forget to eat your favorite pizza, man. He's $12.50, please. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I am completely confused now. Oh, fantastic. Right. We have Peter here from Standing Silence. Hey, Peter. Hope you're well. I was looking at ordering the Phantasm House and all the female Prisoner Scorpion box sets together with the Bloodthirsty Trilogy set, but then the Bloodthirsty Trilogy set ran out of stock, so I didn't bother. Yeah. I think that was like 10 quid, wasn't it? The Bloodthirsty Trilogy set. But yeah, what do you think of those box sets, Tony?
I think I might. Let me have a look. What was it? Phantasm House, female Prisoner Scorpion. Yeah, then they're all decent box sets from Arrow. To be fair, I think I've got a few of them here. Probably most of them, to be fair. And I've only watched one of the Prisoner Scorpion films, but really liked it. The House films, like we talked about before, are decent. Phantasm is great. I think part 1 and 2 classics are really good. good 80s horror films, you know. And then what we got, Bloodthirsty trilogy. I've only watched the first one. It's like vampire. Yeah, it's not too bad. Nothing special, but if you're into that sort of thing, it's worth picking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, Andy? Have you seen any?
I've only seen the Phantasm and the House movies. I've not even heard of Prisoner Scorpion nor Bloodthirsty. But like Tony was saying, Phantasm, the first two are really enjoyable. And we spoke about House before.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? Have you seen any of these?
Yeah, I love the Phantasm films. I pretty much love all 5 of them. House, yeah, we talked about that. Female Prisoner Scorpion, fantastic films. I can't recommend them enough. All 4 of them are absolutely amazing. Bloodthirsty trilogy, yeah, they're okay. It's like Japanese's answer to Hammer horror, basically. It's like Japanese vampire films. They're watchable. They're fun. But yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've only ever seen the first Phantasm, but I really did enjoy that. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Good. The female Prisoner Scorpion box set, isn't that like a yellow-orange box with like a female like sword fighter on the front cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the newer one, yeah. I think there's the old one was blue, I think. I did have it somewhere. It must not be up here, but yeah. It's a decent. I've watched the first one and it's really good. So I need to get round to watching the others, to be fair.
Yeah, I really love them. The main actress in the films, she's absolutely fantastic. She's got just a great screen presence. She kind of reminds me a bit of like Clint Eastwood with like just her facial expressions and the way she can just stare at a character and just give her this really cold, horrible stare. And and she's brilliant in them.
Amazing.
Great. Another one to add to the list when the hour sale's on. Try not to spend too much this time.
Good luck.
Marvel fan says the TV shows I want on Blu-ray is Malcolm in the Middle, Stranger Things, and The Simpsons. But The Simpsons has been released before, but only in the US. Good picks there. But like Stranger Things definitely should be on Blu-ray. Physical release over here. Really, I don't understand why it isn't.
Yeah, I've got the American releases somewhere. I don't know if they're up here. You know, the ones with the old VHS.
Yeah.
From, I don't know, Best Buy or something. I've got them somewhere. But yeah, they should. I thought they would have brought them out in this country, but they never have yet for some reason. I don't know why, but
it's strange because they'd fly off the shelves if they release them, considering how big the series is.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, be a good seller.
Yeah.
I've never really actually thought about it, but yeah, Simpsons. That's a surprise they haven't been released on Blu-ray. Probably not the later ones will be worth getting, but the earlier ones.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Peter says, as I've mentioned before, I'm constantly baffled by the stuff Playtendoguy hasn't watched. Hey, name a film in the comment section and I'll see if I've watched it. I hope I've seen it, but no doubt you'll put some mysterious film that I've never seen.
He obviously plays too much Nintendo.
Definitely. Soph says, I'm no longer shocked anymore. I was talking to Soph. Yeah. Oh, it's got 700 logged on to your letterbox. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Marvel fan says, which version of the Kingsman are you gonna get? The World War One film, isn't it? Spin-off one. That comes out in a couple of weeks' time, don't it, on Blu-ray, I think?
I think it does.
Yeah. I think it's hit streaming this week or next week, so I might watch it on there first, see if I like it. But I do enjoy the first one. I haven't seen the second one. What about you, Tony?
I think I've seen the first one, but it's not my sort of film. I don't mind watching them, but you know, I'm more of a. I've got too much stuff to watch, to be fair, and it's just getting around to watching everything. But they're okay. But no, not one I'll be picking up. I'll probably wait till it's on Sky or something. You know what I mean? something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be picking it up straight away. Might wait for it to come down when it's like £10 on Blu-ray. Yeah, not a day one for me. But I like the first one, and I thought the second one was okay.
That's good. What about you, Mike?
I've not seen any of them, to be honest. I need to rectify that.
I've heard the second one isn't so good.
It's not as good as the first one. The first one's kind of like it was a breath of fresh air because people weren't expecting it to be good, and it actually was really quite competent. But the second one just didn't live up to it.
I just remembered from the trailers, Elton John was in it for some reason.
Yeah.
DVD Even Film Bloke says, the third house I honestly found boring. It bordered unwatchable for me.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Koroshi Ichi's on about some Bruce Lee movies with 4K remasters, which is cool. Constantly, yep. Peter says, Sophia, you'll end up getting not shocked anymore. Well, I have seen some pretty old films and some hidden gems, so you'll probably be surprised what I have seen. I surprised myself. I checked my letterbox, and I've seen like about 700 or 800 films, and that's not all of them I've seen. So, yeah. We have Eastwood for Life fan here. Hi guys, hi Tony buddy. With the Halloween reboot, do you think they could do a similar with the Friday the 13th movies? And what could they do different? Do you want to go first, Tony?
Yeah, hi Carlos. Hope you're well, mate. Hope all family and everything's well. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. Eastwood for Life fan. Yeah, they could do the same with Friday the 13th, I suppose. They could do it with anything, couldn't they? And maybe bring back one of the, I don't know, maybe an older character, maybe, I don't know, Corey Feldman's character or something again, I don't know, or maybe someone from even part 3 or something. I suppose someone could come back, or one of the maybe earlier guys from the first film, and maybe one of their, I don't know, kids or something. So yeah, they could do that. But I didn't mind the Friday the 13th remake. To be fair, I thought it was okay. It was watchable. It was like part 1 and 2 put together. You had like you know, Sackhead Jason, and then you had but there's some brutal kills, and I quite liked it. The characters were pretty awful, and I liked seeing them getting killed. To be fair, but yeah, it was decent. Yeah, it was all right.
Oh, that's good. What about you, Andy? What do you think they could do with the Friday the 13th reboot?
I haven't really got a clue. I think the original run of films, they sort of did everything. Like they just, they went to Manhattan, and then with Jason X, they went to space.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like every sort of ground they covered. It was just, it was just insane. Yeah.
Well, can he time travel to prehistoric times to where dinosaurs are?
It's probably what they'd have to do next. Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun franchise. Like I think the earlier ones are probably the best. Like I love the first 3. I think the first 3 are great. 6 I think is massively underrated. Like I love 6. It's so much fun. It just pokes fun at itself, but it is actually quite a competent movie.
Part 2 is my favorite.
Yeah, part 2 is great. I love part 2. Well, yeah, it's just one of those franchises. It is what it is. It's exactly what it says on the tin, what you'd expect. But I don't really know what new they could do with it, really.
I think long as they kill people in brutal ways, people will be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? What do you think they could do?
I'm not too sure, because I don't think they can go the same route as like Halloween, because Friday the 13th didn't really have that kind of Jamie Lee Curtis like character in any of the films. Like there's so I don't think it would work as well. Maybe they could do something like because I know when Part 4 ended, that was meant to be the original ending to the series, and maybe they could do like an alternate sequel to that or something, or yeah, something like that. I'm not too sure.
I haven't got a clue because shock horror, I haven't seen any. I do have the first one. I did pick that up recently, and I'm meaning to watch it. I do know like what happens at the end. I knew that ages ago, but I definitely do want to get into the franchise, especially now Andy says he goes to space. I'm absolutely flabbergasted as that.
Yeah. It's not a good film in my opinion. It's not great. Jason X. It's better than Part 9, but yeah, it's
yeah.
Oh. DVD Film Bloke says, yeah, Millennium is a good show, but I prefer the X-Files.
Yeah, I like both of them equally, to be honest. Yeah,
I think I've heard of it, but never seen it.
Yeah.
Right. Karashi Ichi says, Dear Andy, the complete Batman animated series Blu-ray is currently around £20 on the French Amazon. Is it worth it for that price?
on Blu-ray. Yes, that's a steal. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it like about 50 quid, 50, 60 quid on Blu-ray here?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know if that French version comes with the films though, because the version the UK version I think comes with Mask of the Phantasm and Sub-Zero. But even if it doesn't, that's still a great price.
Yeah, 20 quid.
Yeah. I definitely noticed that there's a lot of big, expensive box sets, like in this country, really cheap on Amazon France. You can get the Harry Potter Blu-ray box set for like £11.
Wow.
You can get like, you could get like Game of Thrones series 1 to 8 for about 20. So it's like some ridiculous prices, but yeah, it's definitely seemed to be worth checking out on Amazon France. Right. Bumper Movie says, if you like X-Files and Millennium, a good show to check out is Kolchak. If you can get a Kino Lorber release of the whole series, but it's like £70. Never heard of that.
No.
Don't think I've never seen that one. Definitely not now.
Oh, if that's an old show, I would have asked my dad if he was here, but since he's downstairs. DVD Even Film Bloke. I think the original miniseries was released on Blu-ray in the States. Oh, that's cool. That's good to hear that.
Yeah.
Soph says she's never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No?
Shockingly, I have seen it. Really like it. Really like it.
Get on it.
Yeah, definitely good. Haven't seen the second one though.
It's got a decent remake as well. I quite like the remake. It's pretty good.
I like the remake. Yeah,
it's really good. Really good. Yeah.
How many films are in the franchise then?
8, I think.
Yeah, I think there's 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Right. Dr. Impossible or The Counterpunch, 1984. Love that name. Has the Master of Horror seen Climax? Nothing like spiked drink and a voyage into madness, evening gentlemen.
All right, mate. Just speaking of Climax, how weird's this? Got a Climax T-shirt.
Whoa!
Yeah, I've seen it. It's one of my favourite films, Gaspar Noé. Brilliant film if you haven't seen that. What can I say? It's mesmerising and just absolutely mental. So if you haven't seen that French film, it's Climax. Brilliant film. Definitely get on it. Yeah, I have seen it. So.
Have you seen it, Andy?
Yeah. It's visually, it's really cool. Yeah, like it. Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And shockingly, I've seen it as well. Yay! Yeah, really did enjoy it. Great choreography.
Yeah.
The opening's brilliant. But right, we've got Tony Crosby here. Hello, everyone. been watching a while, but first time here. Thanks ever so much, Tony, for joining the stream. Self's welcoming Tony. And DVD from Film Bloke says, just a pity the whole show is not on Blu-ray. We need to see that cute lizard baby in HD. Right. Self says, me and Jason are off to see Moonfall tomorrow. Cool. I didn't realise it was out so soon. That's the Roland Emmerich one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you and Jason enjoy it.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Are you guys planning on seeing Moonfall at the cinema?
No, not for me.
Nah.
It's Roland Emmerich hasn't really won me over of recent times. He's not good in my opinion. I think we've seen the best of him.
Yeah.
After Independence Day resurgence, that is pretty bad.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that plagues my local Poundland shelves. Karashi Ichi says, just because Tony is a big fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm going to subscribe to him as I have multiple releases of the movie too, so he can't be all that bad. More ha ha ha. People laugh.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Brilliant.
I used to have a big collection of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like all VHSs. I had probably nearly 100 copies different from all around the world. But I got rid of it when I got rid of my whole collection. I got rid of my whole collection and started again because my room, I didn't have enough room, so I got rid of it all and I started again. I started to focus more on, I was just running out of buying too much stuff and my room was filling up too much, and it was like I needed to fresh start and refocus. So that's what I've done. But I had lots of copies. But it's awesome. Well done, mate.
I can remember when you purged your entire wall. You did your video for it, didn't you? Wasn't there like One Direction, like a wallpaper behind it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was my daughter's old bedroom, and I just when I got all my collection out, I put like the shelving on the wall and just sort of left it because I was going to cover the wall anyway, so I just thought I'll leave it. But when I done that video, I got a bit of heat for it. But I started again, and as you can see, I just thinned down, DVDs and stuff, and it was just getting too much. So I'm glad I've done it, and focus a bit more on American releases and stuff at the minute. So yeah,
definitely focus on quality more than quantity, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Also on the topic of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they announced that they're doing a video game for it as well.
Oh, awesome! That'd be amazing. Yeah. I remember the old. I bet you can't remember the old video game on the NES. There was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It wasn't very good, but there was one out. Yeah.
Awesome. Right, we've got Carlos here again. Eastwood for Life fan. Tony, good thing and bad thing about modern day horror movies for me of late. Current trend of remakes and reboots, too many of them.
I think they're all going down that line at the minute, aren't they? Like obviously with Halloween, and then we've had Scream, and now we're having Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're just, I don't know. I suppose there's been that many. There's that, we've got that many good directors and a lot of people thinking about. I think the horror genre in general, or horror thriller, that sort of thing, strange. I think it's probably the widest genre. It can just you can sort of blend it into drama, into comedy, anything you like. So it's hard to come up with something new. I think anyone could make a Scream film. How can you? What can you do new? Really, I don't really. And then, like you say, rather than go into space or I don't know, cowboy western or it's so hard to come up with original ideas because there's been that many films. I think last year alone I looked on like a few websites and I think it was like including short films, horror, what you could call horror, including shorts and indie films. I think it was something like 800 or something last year, 8 or 900. You know what I mean? So it's just mental in 1 year. You know,
Well,
it's really hard to do.
Well,
Mhm. But I agree. It is all seem to be the same at the minute. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. What about you, Andy? What do you think of remakes and reboots?
I don't mind them as long as they're good. You know what I mean? Like as long as they've got quality to them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm I don't mind. I dread sometimes when like a big property named thing is like, oh, there's a remake coming. I'm like, oh,
Oh god.
we're running out of ideas now, aren't we? You know, let's. But if it's good, I'm all for it. You know,
Yeah.
if it's good and it's competent and it's well made, then why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mhm.
You, Mike?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of remakes. I think, like Andy says, if they're good, and if they try to do something different, that if instead of just trying to repeat the same old things, I think The Fly is a good example because that took that concept and did something radically different and less comedic and more serious. And I think The Thing is another good one, but that was probably more of a readaptation of the book than an actual remake. But I think but I think as long as they have a different approach to doing the remake, then I'm all for it. But if they're just going to repeat the same thing, then I just don't see the point.
I really like the Evil Dead remake. I really like that.
Yeah,
it's a good film.
Yeah. A lot of positive things about that.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it because when I watched it, I wasn't that keen on it. But I think it's probably because I just prefer the comedy of the older ones. But
it was a lot darker.
I'm going to give it a rewatch because I hear a lot of people say how much they really love it.
Some great gore.
Yeah. Right. We have Jules here. Tony, as I'm also a huge horror fan like you, what is your top 10 favorites? Also, same question for everyone else.
Wow.
Top 10 favorite horror films. I like obviously we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there. I think we'll have probably Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. I absolutely love that film. We'll have, just off the top of my head now, I have done I like John Carpenter film. I like The Thing. That's a really good film. Really good. Classic, obviously. I do like my slasher films from the 80s as well. Stuff like Slaughter High, stuff like that. You know, really cheesy, good stuff. What else would I call? Oh, another one which pretty recent, but one of my favourite films is The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I really love that film. I'm just trying to reel off my top 10. I can't reel it off the top of my head, but there's lots of films. I absolutely, and I love the Hammer horrors as well. You know, Dracula 1958, things like that. You know, all good stuff.
Yeah, good picks. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I don't think I could put a top 10 together to just rank them, but there's loads. I love the first Sleepaway Camp. I think it's phenomenal. The end of that film scares me shitless. It does. It's more than noise. That when that happens, it's terrifying. Fright Night is my favorite vampire movie of all time. I love it. Chris Sarandon's great in that movie. Yeah, like Tony was saying, Dream Warriors, Elm Street 3, phenomenal. My favorite of the franchise. I think that and the first one. More recent ones, probably Hereditary.
Yeah, I love that.
Really creeped me out. Love that movie. Romero's Dawn of the Dead, best zombie movie ever. Absolutely love it. Return of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Reanimator.
Great.
There's one from Arrow I really like called Blood Rage.
Yeah, that's good.
With the twins, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good film.
Yeah. There's just loads. Like I like the 80s vampire movies, like you were saying. Pete the Lost Boys is great.
Yeah,
Lost Boys,
that's
Fright
really
Night, all that. The Conjuring movies as well. I don't mind. I find they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Sinister was pretty creepy, and what was it in Insidious?
Yeah.
That was pretty creepy. The first one. But yeah, there's I could go on forever. There's just loads. Yeah.
Oh, good films there. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm just looking through my favorites now to try and find the horror films. I got American Werewolf in London, Audition. God, what else? There's a film called Dark Water, Japanese horror film. It's a good one.
Heard of that.
Yeah, Day of the Dead, Evil Dead 2. Well, all the Evil Dead films really. Fright Night, The Hitcher. I don't know if would you class that as a horror film? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It's got horror elements to it. Yeah, definitely.
Nightmare on Elm Street, The Omen.
Classic.
Psycho, Return of the Living Dead, The Thing. I don't know if that's 10 films, but yeah, that's quite a few of them.
Yeah, some good picks there. For me, I've seen quite a few, but I've also seen a lot of them, like popular films I haven't seen yet, but I can name a few, but I can't really give a top 10. But I do like the first Hellraiser. I think that's brilliant.
That's a good film.
Halloween 2018. Less said about Halloween Kills, the better. What else did I like? Wreck. I really enjoyed that found footage film. That was great. There's a few on the arrows I quite like. Also like the Conjuring films as well as Malignant. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that was a good film.
But yeah. And the Hammer horror films, all the Dracula films, Christopher Lee, brilliant, and the Bram Stoker's Dracula film.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, there's one I missed as well. Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could we forget that, considering how popular that is at the cinema? Right. Dr. Impossible is here again, and he says, now then, will any of you lovelies be picking up the Stanley Long Indicator box set of sex comedies from the 70s? Been somewhat controversial choice for the Indicator title, comes out in April. Ooh. I think I've heard of the box set coming out. What are the films that are in it?
Not sure.
This is the first time hearing of this.
Like Taxi Driver and things like that, isn't it? Like it's a bit like the confession films, but you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know much about them, to be fair. But probably something I won't be picking up. It don't really interest me that much.
What about you, Andy?
Probably not. No, it's not for me. Probably because I know like Tony was said, like the confession films. They were kind of like smuttier versions of like the Carry On films. That's like the type of vibe I get off them. And I watched the Carry On films not too long ago, and I thought they were a bit difficult to get through. Like there were some gems in there, like really, really fun movies, but I think some of the humor just doesn't hold up at all with those movies. It really is dated. But I've never heard of the box of the sex comedies. Like I've never heard of it. I won't have a clue what it's about.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the announcement for it on Facebook, and I did see a lot of people commenting saying that they weren't too, I don't know, they didn't seem too pleased with the announcement. But I won't be picking it up. I think Indicator are a very good label, and I think they've got really nice releases, but there's not many films on that label that really interest me. There are a few, but on the whole, not that many.
Yeah, because Indicator do some nice like box sets. I think they've done a film called Irreversible. Is it what it was called?
Yeah, that's a really nice box set. Yeah,
that looked like a nice box set.
It's a tough film, though. Tough film to sit through. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, not for everyone. That film, no.
Right. I'm intrigued. So yeah, I think I'll politely decline of the box of sex. Box of sex, box of sex company. Koroshi Ichi says, wasn't too bothered about the new TCM movie, but seeing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but to see Fede Alvarez and Rondo Sayogues wrote it, who also wrote the very enjoyable Evil Dead remake, I'm more interested now. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did, yeah. It does look quite, it's got that Fede Alvarez sort of gore by the looks of the trailer. And lots of blood splattering everywhere, and so hopefully it'll be a fun time, but we will see.
I think they said it's only going to be like 70 minutes long.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see that.
Matt says, Pete, when are you going to do a full collection video room tour? Well, this is going to be a question. It's mixed around all the rooms. There just seems to be piles everywhere. There's piles in the kitchen and in the 2 bedrooms and in the living room. There'll soon be piles in the bathroom and all the way it's going. But I'm going to try and do a full collection video. I did try to do it previously last year, but I just done a few shelves and then I got a load of new stuff and put them on the shelves and I forgot where I was. So I'm going to have to spend a day and actually do a full collection tour, but it's going to be a long one. Right. Soph's asking Jules if she's feeling all right. I hope you feel better soon, Jules.
Yeah.
And we have Matt V Movies here. Good evening, Matt. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Tony Crosby says, can't wait to see the Salem's Lot remake, but it's got to live up to the 79 TV movie for me.
Another remake.
I didn't know they were doing a remake.
Yeah, later on this year. I really like the original. I think it's really good vampire movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're going to do with it, but we shall see.
Yeah. What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, it's been a very long time since I've seen the David Soul one. It's got to have that sort of same sort of creepy moment in it with the kid in the window. That's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
That's the bit that stuck out, but it's been so long since I've seen it. But I think it's probably due a remake, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Good to see a new, fresh take on it.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I love the original one. Like Andy was saying, that scene in the film, like there was no other scene that terrified me more as a child. I couldn't sleep for weeks after seeing that film. But as for the remake, I'm curious to see it because I do like the original and I do like the book. But some of the last few Stephen King remakes we've had have kind of been hit and miss. Like the Pet Sematary one recently, for instance, I wasn't really a fan of. So I will go see it, but I'm kind of I don't know, not too sure at the moment.
When's it supposed to be coming out? Is it this year or is it a couple of years down the line?
I think it's September.
I think it's later on, September, October time, I think.
That's quite cool. I didn't know that. But yeah, I've seen the original. Shockingly, I've actually seen the original. I watched it when I was a kid, but did really enjoy it. But that scene Andy said about, that was kind of something when I was a kid. But Return to Salem's Lot. I have seen that one and all. I kind of want to forget that one.
Yeah. I wish I could forget that film.
but yeah, bring it on. Be interested to see what they do. Hopefully it won't be bad, but yeah. Right. DVD and film bloke. Oh, okay, I'll test you. Have you seen Better Off Dead, Pete? Have I seen it? Do you think I have or not?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I'll say no.
Correct, I ain't seen it. I've never heard of it.
It's one of my favorite films. I love Better Off Dead. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good film. Really
Yeah.
good.
Right. Well, I have to have a look out for that one. Right. Soap's asking me a very important film if I've seen it. The Postman Pat movie. No, and I'm actually proud to say I haven't seen it.
No.
Dr. Impossible says, just hope Pete believes in reincarnation. He's going to need 40 lives to watch every film we picked up. Well, I'd say about 70% of them are still sealed.
Yeah.
Ray says, I'm looking to pick up Dawn of the Dead. There seems to be a couple of different Blu-rays. Just want to ask Tony what version is the best.
Dawn of the Dead. You probably want to pick up the if you've got 4K, probably the 4K release from Second Sight, or I think there is a Blu-ray copy from Second Sight as well. So probably Second Sight.
Yeah.
Because there's loads of special features and stuff. I've got it somewhere in the back. I'm trying to look, but I don't know. It's somewhere in here. But yeah, I did have the big box set, but that's really good. That's the one I've got with the book, and you get the book, the novel, all art cards, and it's about 5 or 6 discs. I can't remember the soundtrack, everything like that. So yeah, it's like the definitive edition. If you want Dawn of the Dead and you're really into it, definitely pick the Second Sight box set up because it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Didn't you recently pick that up, Andy?
Yeah. I think I've got it here. I got the smaller version of it.
That's really good.
More slimline version of it, but it's got 4 discs in it. It's got the 3 cuts and the 4th disc's a lot of special features. But I've never seen the Argento cut before. I've really sort of stuck with the theatrical one. But I'm looking forward to. I've seen bits and bobs of the extended one as well. But I popped this on the other day to see how it looked, and my word, it looks so crisp and just so vibrant. And that's what I'm really noticing about 4K is it's all really about the color and the sound. Like things are just a lot more vibrant and a lot more colorful. But yeah, like Tony was saying, the 4K is the way to go. I think with Dawn of the Dead.
Do you have the set, Mike?
Yeah, I've got that. I think I've got the same one as Tony, the bigger one with like the soundtrack and all that. Yeah, it's really, really nice release. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And again, it's another film I haven't seen.
Oh, you're in for a treat. It's great.
Yeah. We've got Halmy here. Greetings from Munich, Germany. Oh, thanks ever so much for watching.
Thanks for checking in.
DVD from Phone Bloke says, have you seen Mystics in Bali, Pete? If not, watch it. It's a life-changing experience. Never even heard of it.
Me neither.
No, me neither.
No, I dare to ask. Never heard of it. Is it a sort of naughty movie? And if it's a life-changing experience, Koroshi Ichi says, sorry to intervene, but get the Second Sight Blu-ray of 4K HD, hands down the best release bar none. Yeah, that's the Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, definitely.
Marvel fan says, I think Kingsman: The Golden Circle will be on Disney Plus the 8th of February. Then the 9th of February is The King's Man. Too bad then. Yeah, I think I'll just check it out on there instead of picking up the release. Dr. Impossible says, still waiting for George A. Romero's Martin to hit the Second Sight label. Rumors suggest next year.
Yeah, hopefully they can get it done this year. I'm hoping. I think they've got quite a lot of content. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't think they know if it's going to be 4K or not yet. But I think they're trying to find some missing content or something like that. But I can't wait for that one to come out. That's going to be. That's going to be an experience because Second Sight do a great job. So if you get a book and stuff in that, that's going to be yeah, very good. Very looking forward to it.
What about you, Andy?
Yeah, no, I've got it on a very sort of poor quality DVD, Martin. But I do think it is a cracking little film, and it deserves the treatment Dawn of the Dead has got. It really does. It's a great little sort of vampire film, shall we say? And the ending to that movie really pulled the rug from under my feet. I wasn't expecting it at all. It's such a great hitting ending.
Amazing.
It's really good. Yeah.
Glitchy film.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I'm not sure. Personally, I wasn't really a fan of the film, but I think I might have watched a similar copy to Andy, but it was a really poor quality copy, and I don't know if maybe that kind of ruined the film for me. So I might need to watch it again because it was kind of unwatchable in places. But if they do like a big box set like the Dawn of the Dead one, I might not go for that one. I might just wait until they do the slimmer one.
Yeah.
Cool. Never heard of the film. All I know is like George A. Romero's of the Dead series. So I thought for a minute it was Martin of the Dead. Didn't know he did like a vampire film.
There's a great one he did with like this Monkey Shines.
Oh
if
yeah,
anyone's seen that, that's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely have to check out some of his films then.
Yeah.
Probably take me about 5 or 10 years to actually watch one of them. Yeah. Next up, we've got Matt H, and he says, "What is your favourite Robin Williams film?"
Mine, probably 1 Hour Photo.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. That is so creepy, man. That is his best performance, but he's just so good in that. Yeah, brilliant.
Great pick. What about you, Andy?
Favorite is probably Mrs. Doubtfire, but one I really, really do enjoy. One that sort of put him on the map for me as a proper actor, and less of a sort of comedic role, but where he really sunk his teeth into the role was probably Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, definitely.
Phenomenal movie. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
I'd probably have to go with Mrs. Doubtfire. I just think it's a perfect film, like perfect comedy drama. Yeah.
Yeah, great pick. For me, I was going to say The Good Will Hunting, or there's a Good Morning Vietnam. I really enjoyed that one as well.
Yeah.
He's done so many great films, but like as a kid, I always liked him in what was it now? Night at the Museum.
I like Hook as well. I really like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Aladdin, he was the best part
Oh
of that.
yes.
Yeah.
You couldn't forget him as the genie.
Yeah.
Perfection there.
Dead Poet Society as well. That's a great movie.
Yeah, that's good.
Koroshi Ichi says, if they do a release of Day of the Dead, I'll blow you what? Ooh. Matt says, Pete, have you watched Boogie Nights yet? No. Trying to watch it when my parents aren't about, because I've heard it's not a film to watch with your parents.
No.
Right.
Great movie though.
I know. I bought it because you made it sound so good, so I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, it's my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie. I love it. It's so good.
The cast is really good. I can see like on the back the cast list. It's really great.
Cast is phenomenal. Yeah.
Cool. DVD from Film Bloke says Friday the 13th, part 1649. Jason goes to the bog.
Sounds amazing.
Brilliant. Jules says, "Hey, Soph, I'm finally feeling better. Thanks." Oh, that's good to hear you feeling better, Jules.
Very good.
Good.
We've got somebody who's got to be put on the naughty step. DVD from Film Bloke says, "Wait, what?" Dr. Impossible says yes, Coro. Day of the Dead is so often neglected, needs the full treatment from Second Sight, but I doubt film will surface anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Savini's the star of that movie. His effects are just second to none in that film. It's his masterpiece. Yeah.
I like Day of the Dead better than Dawn of the Dead. Killed me
Yeah.
now, but
I'm hearing a lot of people say that. Yeah. Day of the
enjoy
it. Right. Marvel fan says it'll be between Mrs. Doubtfire, Good Morning Vietnam, Patch Adams, Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street. No, I'd like to see Robin Williams in that, but no, it was Nightmare at the Museum.
Night
at the Museum. We'll get there eventually. Or Good Will Hunting. But I do like toys, so I'm going with Mrs. Doubtfire as my favourite. Yeah. Good picks once I finally got there.
That's a weird film, Toys. That's one weird film. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. DVD and Film Bloke says Sophie Retro Revival just hit a user you've blocked. What does that mean? That means someone's been naughty, so they've been put on the naughty step.
Yeah.
But I've just had to do it again. Right. Koroshi Ichi says, Dear Andy, thank you for your reply. I will order the Batman animated series Blu-ray to make you happy. It doesn't include the 2 movies, but I already have them. Much appreciated.
Yeah, it's my favorite TV show of all time on Blu-ray. It looks phenomenal. So really do hope you have a good time with it. Yeah.
It's definitely a box set I'd like to get, but like as you said, it's 50 or 60 quid here in the UK, so I might actually have to have a look at that French import.
Yeah.
Right. Bumper Movie says, I'm shocked that you haven't heard of Kolchak. It's a show that influenced Chris Carter to make the X-Files. Check it out, guys.
Okay.
Definitely will do. Yeah, Jill says it means there's a spammer. Yep. Koshi Ichi says Climax is awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, never seen it. Koshi is shocked that Soph hadn't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When I first saw it, I nearly had a panic attack because of. Oh yeah. Talking about block and stuff. Yeah. Bumper movies. Are any of you into French extreme movies from the late 90s, early noughties? Movies such as Martyrs, Switchblade, Romance, Frontiers, Inside.
Yeah.
I've heard of them but never seen them. So you, Tony?
Yeah, I like them all. I love French extreme movies. Yeah. They're just they're really good. Like you say, they're extreme. They're bloody. They're violent, but they're they're not everyone's taste, but yeah, they're some of my favourite films. I also like a film called Livid as well. That's a really good vampire film. But yeah, Frontiers, Inside's probably my favourite home invasion film. Switchblade Romance was really good. Martyrs, well, that's really good. So yeah, I love French Extreme, and it's really good string. I need to watch more, to be fair. But I've seen all those and a few others. But yeah, really good. Love them.
Great. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I've shame to say I've not heard of any of these. I think I've heard of Inside though. I think I've heard Jason talk about that movie. That's sort of French. I think it's about like a pregnant woman or something. Like that. Yeah, I need to check that film out because I've heard really good things about Inside. So I'll try and find that one and seek it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I've not seen that many. I've seen Martyrs, very dark. Not one I'd recommend watching if your frame of mind isn't in the best place. But it's a pretty harrowing film, and if you can get on board with it, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Cool. Carlos says Tony is a secret One Direction fan. Haha.
Love them. Got to be, haven't you?
Yeah. The Dr. Impossible says, has Tony seen the Warner Brothers newly restored Mystery of a Wax Museum? Was ported over from the Warner Archives to Premium.
No, I haven't actually. I've seen the old Wax Museum. You know, the Mystery of the Wax Museum. No, never seen that. So I'll have to check it out. But yeah, I like the old Wax Museum film. I can't remember who was in it now. Was it Peter? Someone. It was
Vincent
really.
Price.
Yeah, Vincent Price. That's the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good film. But
Yeah.
I don't know what the mystery. I don't know what that one is. So yeah, I have to check it out.
What about you, Andy?
No, I've never heard. I've seen the Vincent Price one, but I've not seen this one, Mystery of the Wax Museum. No.
Mike?
No, I've not heard of that one. Just like Andy says, I've seen the Vincent Price one, but not this one.
Yep. I've never heard of it, to the surprise of no one. My camera's literally just fell out of the holder, but yeah, if it's on the premiums, I'll definitely have a look at it. Right. DVD and Film Bloke says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game was on the Atari 2600. The AVG reviewed it a long time ago. I reviewed it as well a few years back, but I think James Wolfe did a better job. Ooh.
Yeah. I love James Rolfe. I think he's great. Yeah.
Edward Coppock says, what's your most cinematic scene of all time? That's a good question.
I will say, probably going to stick to my horror, obviously, but I do like lots of horror films as well. I could, but I'm going to say probably Leatherface spinning in the sunshine with his chainsaw. That's up there. As just that scene alone, with him spinning, and yeah, that's a really good scene.
Definitely. What about you, Andy?
There's one scene that I really like, and if James Millership's watching, he might agree with me. It's the scene where they see the ivory tower for the first time in the Neverending Story.
Yeah,
I just love that sequence. The music, it just gives me 80s tingles. That music, it's amazing. I love it. Yeah.
Good pick. What about you, Mike?
The only one I can think of is like maybe the ending to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when they ride off into the sunset. Or another one that's come to me is the ending of Heat when it's just like you've got Al Pacino and Robert De Niro just kind of sitting there, and it's like a big far shot of the two of them at the airport, and just a really great visual.
Definitely. What was I going to say? I was going to say like Last Crusade when they go off into the sunset, and that's where the series should have ended. But yeah, there's some other great scenes in other films. I think in like Dances with Wolves, there's quite a few as well.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, we've got Koroshi Ichi, and he says it was nice to see Keith from Euphoria Pictures being so happy with his Ghostbusters collection. Warms up.
Wow.
Oh, 150 quid. Wow, I couldn't believe that was that price.
For a shoebox.
Yep. I trust that none of you guys have picked that up, the box set.
Nope.
No, definitely not. Oh, there shouldn't have been no more than probably about 60 quid, 70 quid if that.
Yeah, Keith's done everyone a public service there by steering us clear. So big thanks to Keith.
Definitely. DVD from Film Bloke says that there was a Halloween game on the Atari 2600. The best part is when Michael lobs Laurie's head off and she runs around like a headless chicken. The rest of the game is complete cack. Wow. He also continues to say that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is a little bit more fun because you actually play as Leatherface, but that's not saying much because the game is still awful. Yeah, I should imagine a lot of these earlier games wouldn't be able to properly do good gameplay with the technical power they had. But hopefully this new one will be good. But I say that and it'll probably be crap and all. Dr. Impossible says, yeah, the rage to match the Ghostbusters logo. Honestly, I thought Keith was going to punch the box set to bits. I don't blame him. It looks shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
No. Bumper Movie says, if a remake has a director who cares, then the results can be good like The Hills Have Eyes and Evil Dead. But when it's a cash grab like Nightmare on Elm Street, then it's usually pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hills of Eyes is a good remake as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, really like that film.
Isn't there two of them of the remakes?
Yeah. I think the second one follows more like an army troop.
That's it.
Yeah. The first one's like this family. They're very brutal films, though. Really unsettling. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I've heard to be steer clear of that Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Peter says Vinegar Syndrome is having a sale on Valentine's Day, and unless it will be sold out, I will finally pick up Debbie Does Dallas too.
Wow.
Fair play.
Wow. That sounds like an interesting film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, that's cool. We've got Mad Treat here, Playtendoguy. Hey, bro. Huge. Keep up the great work. Thanks ever so much, mate.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Peter says V does have a Blu-ray release. Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Don't know where he's going.
What happened there? StreamYard's had enough of us already. So yeah, did you prefer Last Night in Soho or Malignant?
Oh, that is a close call. I loved them both, to be fair. I don't know. Rewatchability. Rewatchability probably. I don't know. Malignant was quite, tongue in cheek. I did like Last Night in Soho in the cinema. There was great. The music and but I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know. Probably just Malignant. I think maybe.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
It would probably have to be Last Night in Soho for me, but I did like both of them. But when I was watching Malignant, I was kind of like, "Where's this going? What's it? What's the story about?" And then by the third act, I was like, oh, "Okay, now I get it." But with Last Night in Soho, I was just hooked from start to finish. Like I was just riveted by it. Both great movies, though. Yeah,
definitely. What about you, Mike?
It'll be Last Night in Soho for me. I think I'm probably one of the few people that didn't really like Malignant, but I thought Last Night in Soho was really good.
Yeah. For me, I will say Last Night in Soho as well. Both of them are top tier films. I think they're both brilliant, but Last Night in Soho, just loved it from start to finish. Cast was great cinematography. The whole 60s flashback stuff was fantastic, and the soundtrack superb.
Yeah.
DVD from Film Bloke says the only clip from one of those Stanley Lang sex comedies I've seen is a fan landing on John Pertwee's knob. Okay. From the parody Doctor Who cliffhangers, we get to see that in HD. I never thought I'd be talking about a third Doctor's knob tonight on the stream.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think I'll probably leave them films on the shelf, I think. But hey. Marvel fan says, what is your opinions on Pet Sematary original and remake? I actually like both movies, especially the twist with the remake, but I can't wait for the prequel. Ooh.
Ah.
Did you want to go first, Tony?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the original Pet Sematary. To be fair, I think it's it's got some great moments in it. Might be a bit dated now, but yeah, the remake, I could take it or leave it. I didn't think it was brilliant. It had a decent twist, but yeah, the original, I really like it. I think it's got some great moments, and yeah, I remember watching it as a kid all the time. And yeah, part 2 is a bit of a guilty pleasure as well. Yeah, so yeah, the original for me. I didn't know there was going to be a prequel, so that's new to me.
That's cool. What about you, Andy?
I've only seen the original. I've not seen the remake. But there's got some really creepy moments to it in the original. I think there's like a bit where he has like the nightmare with the woman in bed, is it? And she's fucking terrifying. Yeah, it's creepy. Yeah, isn't Fred Gwynn in it as well?
Yeah.
It's if I've seen it a long time ago. I remember seeing the second one as well.
Yeah,
I think with Eddie Fairlong and Clancy Brown, and there was a chase sequence in that I really stuck with. It really stuck with me, and I was like, "Well, this is quite tense." It's probably the best part of the movie. But yeah, I do think the original's pretty good from what I remember. It's just been a long time.
Cool. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I love the just the Pet Sematary story. I read the novel a few years back, and it's probably the scariest book I've ever read. Yeah, I like the original film. The remake it's okay. It makes a few changes to the story, and yeah, it does have a bit of a twist in the end, which is kind of, I think some people like it, some people don't really like it. But yeah, I'd just stick to the original every time.
Cool. And Shock Horror, I haven't seen either. But I'm pretty certain the first one's on the HMV premium range, isn't it?
Yeah, probably is. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll probably pick that one up. I was going to get the remake a couple of weeks ago, but I did ask you, Mike, and Andy, and I think you both said, well, you said, Mike, it was a bit so-so, so I didn't bother picking it up. But definitely will watch the original.
Yeah, the original's got a 4K release as well, and it's one of those 4K releases that's like surprisingly, the quality is like amazing on it. And I wouldn't have expected a film like that to get a 4K release and for it to look as good as it does. But yeah, it looks really nice.
Cool. Right. DVD from Film Plug says the only good thing to come out of the Confessions of films is the Fast Show spoof Confessions of a Door-to-Door Cucumber Salesman starring Arthur Atkinson.
Wow. I've never seen it. I remember the Fast Show. That was pretty good when that came out, but I don't remember them doing a Confessions spoof.
I think, shockingly, I might have actually seen one of these confession films. I think, wasn't there one Confessions of a Window Cleaner or something? Oh, I saw that as a kid. How the heck did I see that as a kid?
The main actor in it, he's got like a look about him of like Mick Jagger. Like, yeah.
I've watched some strange stuff as a kid. But yeah, we've got Danny here from This Is My Life. Hi, mate. Just popping on to say hi. I'll watch your Doctor Who collection video. Blimey, that's a lot of volumes. Thanks ever so much for watching that, Danny. Yes, I really should upgrade them to Blu-ray and just get the Blu-ray box sets because it's taking up hordes of space.
Yeah.
Ooh. We've got Niles here. Hi, Niles. Hope you're doing well. I want my $2. What movie is that line from?
It's Better Off Dead, I think, with the newspaper boy.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I fully recommend it. guy. It's awesome. It's a great John Cusack movie. It's got the girl in it from Last American Virgin. She's in it as well. Yeah,
Karen.
it's
What, Karen?
yeah. It's one of those great high school 80s movies. It's really a lot of fun, and it's got Tina in it as well from Elm Street.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely interested now.
Good film.
Yeah, Andy's got a certain way of how to sell films.
Apparently so, but I do recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It was kind of like a John Hughes movie that John Hughes didn't direct. It's very much in that same vein. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Right. Marvel fan says, does any of you seen The Woman in Black 2012? I haven't seen the 2014 sequel, but the first movie is 10 years old this year. Yeah, shockingly, I have seen that that 2012 one. That was like the first big thing Daniel Radcliffe did after Harry Potter. I think that was quite away from what he did. There was a lot of hoo-ha when that first came out. I watched it and I was like, meh. I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest. There was a couple of shocking things in there, but I wasn't that keen on it. And the sequel I haven't seen, but I've heard not great things about it.
No. The sequel's
What
not
about
great. No, it's okay. The original was better. I've got the 1989 Woman in Black. Oh, again, it's here somewhere. I've got the original, and that's a lot better. If you want that sort of thing, that's quite terrifying. It's another gothic horror though, so if you're not into that sort of thing, but yeah, it's okay.
What about you, Andy?
I've not seen it, but I've seen a clip from the original where she comes through the window, and it's absolutely terrifying. Like I think I must have watched like a Watch Mojo video on it, like top 10 scary scenes, and they touched on the original Woman in Black, and just watching that scene, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to seek out the original. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to. It sounds good.
Yeah, it is.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I've seen the Daniel Radcliffe one. It's okay. It's got like a few creepy moments in it. Well, I thought it was okay, but I am quite interested in watching that 89 version, so I'll have to seek that one out.
Yeah, network.
Oh, cool. Tony says, "Where's me washboard? Have you seen it?" I'm completely confused. But Marvel fan says Spider-Man 20th anniversary this year and the Amazing Spider-Man's 10th anniversary this year.
Oh.
I feel old.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
It's amazing how those years pass. Oh, I sound just like my dad. DVD Film Bloke says, "I love the Fast Show. Just a pity the DVD set is edited to hell and back." Really? Oh,
Wow.
That's a shame.
That is.
It's got the Prince songs are gone, and some of the sketches were cut as well. Wow. Tony says that was a Fast Show line, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, here it comes. Peter says, "Pete, have you seen Roadhouse yet?" No. I will do. Probably if you ask me this time next year, I probably will have watched it, but I definitely want to watch it sooner. I'm pretty certain I recorded it as it was on the TV over Christmas, so if it's on the recording library, I will definitely watch it. Patrick Swayze, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good film. Yeah, I like it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. The Double Deuce. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Do you like it, Mike?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Cool. Dr. Impossible says Robin Williams' film for me would have to be Moscow on the Hudson.
Haven't seen that.
Never heard that one.
I've heard of it, but never seen it.
Yeah. That's an indicator release. So
Yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool. DVD for Film Bloke says, tomato, Ted, aubergine, your potatoes, wife, turnip, dead. I love that sketch. Okay. I'm completely confused. Marvel fan says, I generally thought you meant his estate had removed his songs off Spotify due to this Joe Rogan stuff. Tony says, favourite Robin Williams movie is either What Dreams May Come or The World According to Garp.
Yeah. World According to Garp's a good one.
Yeah, he's made some good films.
Yeah. There's one that never gets talked about, Terry Gilliam film, the Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He only has a very small role in it, but he's pretty good in it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Right. Peter says, Pete, have you seen any movies ever? I've seen some, yes. If you go on my Letterboxd account, you can see there's a few hundred, which surprised me. So, yeah, I have seen films. Probably not a lot of great films, but I have seen films. Jules says, I think Arrow do the most outstanding movie releases. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like Arrow. I like the stuff they do. I think they're getting a bit more too mainstream for my liking. I'm a big cult fan, and 80s, 70s, 60s, that sort of thing. But they do a great job when they put a release out. And I have got quite a few of the stuff, and I really like the old 80s slashers and stuff they put out. What's sort of obscure, the really terrible films like Doom Asylum and things like that. But that's the only way you're going to get them, and it's just good that they're preserving this sort of stuff,
Cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I love Arrow. I think they're great. I owe Arrow a lot of gratitude because they've introduced me to movies I've never heard of that I absolutely love. Last American Virgin being one of them. I love that film. But yeah, a lot of stuff that I would never have expected to discover. I owe to Arrow, like movies like Cohen and Tate, and 52 Pickup, and all that. Great movies, and it's nice to see some movies I have seen on the Arrow label, like Heathers and Fish Called Wanda and stuff like that. But I kind of agree with Tony as well. I just think that could be putting too many mainstream movies on. Like, I love these movies, but I think they're an odd choice for Arrow to put out, like The Thing and RoboCop. Like, I just think that they're odd choices for Arrow.
Yeah,
it's that they are a bit too mainstream, but I like discovering the gems, the hidden gems.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, they're probably my favorite boutique label. I've been a fan of them for a long time. I think another sort of like what you guys were saying about them going a bit more commercial. I kind of feel like the releases aren't not quite as creative as they used to be. Like I think back to things like the Hellraiser Scarlet box, which is just a beautiful box set, and I love how it's designed and everything they did with it. Whereas a lot of the box sets they do now just seem very standard and
generic,
not as creative. Yeah, I feel like they've not necessarily gotten lazy, just not as creative as they used to be. But I still really like them.
Yeah, I recently got into Arrow about a year and a half. Started off with RoboCop because I found it cheap in like Sainsbury's and been picking up loads in the sale. And I've been introduced to like loads of great films like Hidden Gems, a lot of foreign oddities. And it is a great label and it's quite affordable, especially on the sale, which is something more than like Criterion isn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree that their releases are getting a bit kind of formulaic. It's very safe what they're releasing. Some of the films are, and their box sets, especially their 4K releases, they're literally just carbon copies of the Blu-rays, just with a 4K disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got like Battle Royale, and is it the Children of the Corn set, where only one film is actually in 4K and the rest are Blu-ray, which kind of rubs me up the wrong way. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're a good label, but they could improve.
Yeah.
Do you like Tina Turner, Ted? Right. Karashi Ichi says, Dear Andy, I'm sure I'll enjoy the Batman animated series, as there's a lot of episodes as extras on other Batman animated movies on Blu-ray. Over.
Yeah, I prefer some of those episodes to the movies. You know, I think like the great what Paul Dini did with Mr. Freeze was fantastic. The way he just sort of breathed new life into that character was amazing. Yeah, it's such a great show. I just love it. Yeah.
Right. Peter says, Jules, I think Arrow gets the best bang for the buck because their releases are generally very good, and they're also more accessible through the big sales they do on the Easter, summer, winter, Halloween stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Picking up a film for £8 is way different to like Criterion's 18 or 25 quid.
Yeah.
Tony's quoting from the Fast Show. Dr. Impossible says, if you were given £1 million to direct a short film, what would be the subject matter be about, and who would you cast as your number one actor on a budget?
That would be a slasher, wouldn't it? Which actor could I get? You'd have to probably get someone out of a soap or something, wouldn't you, on that sort of budget? But yeah, I don't know. Probably I don't know, Roy Cropper from Coronation. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Wow.
I don't know, that's a crazy question. But yeah, £1 million isn't a lot to make a film. It can be, I suppose. It can be, but it wouldn't be a lot with me making it, because I'd need a lot of money, so it wouldn't be very good. But yeah.
Yeah, that's good. What about you, Andy?
Oh, I haven't got a clue. Maybe like a Tony would say, like a definitely like a horror film, probably. Because I think what scares me most about like horror films is not so much like the jump scares or things like that. It's just creepy imagery in general. You know, probably cast someone with, you know, an actor who's got like maybe like a distinct look about them, because there's a lot of decent actors out there who are quite creepy. One actor that springs to mind is, I can't remember his name, but if I probably reel off some films he's been in, you might know what I'm talking about. He's the Australian actor. He was in 2 of the Mad Max movies, and he was in the second Ace Ventura film.
I know he's quite tall, isn't he? Like,
he's quite like he's got like, I think he was in Dark City as well.
Yeah.
He's got like such a distinct creepy look about him, because he was in a kids TV show I used to watch when I was younger, and he scared the shit out of me in that show. I think it was like Left Star on the Galaxy and Turn Right, something like that it was called. I can't remember what it was called, but he's got like such a distinct look about him, and I think maybe in a decent horror film he could be like really terrifying. So maybe something like that. Yeah,
Good shout.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I'm not sure. Probably maybe something along the lines of like David Lynch or David Cronenberg, something very surreal, where you can just kind of do whatever and it doesn't have to make sense, because it's like those sorts of directors. In terms as choosing an actor, I'm not too sure. On a budget, yeah, I don't know. I probably just have to find like someone off the street or one of my friends to do it.
Yeah, you're not going to get Leonardo DiCaprio on that, I don't think.
No.
For me, again, probably like you guys, it would probably be horror because there's so many different things you can do with horror, and doing it on a budget would be much more better. As for actors, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I was going to say for anybody off a soap, anybody off the street, anybody who needs some money.
I don't think we're going to top Roy Cropper, are we?
No, I don't think so. I was going to say Boris Johnson, but probably not.
Walking with his bag with all his tools in it, killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I don't know.
DVD Film Bloke says, I've forgotten most of the quotes. I remember the sketches themselves more. Peter says, I picked up City of the Dead after seeing James Wolfe's review on it.
Yeah. It's a good film, that.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep. David said, hey guys, this is going to be a good evening. Thanks ever so much for joining, David. Certainly is.
Cheers.
Hi, David.
Carlinio9's here. Hey Carl, hope you're doing well.
Hey, Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Evening guys, I'm here to the end. We'll have to watch the start tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Thanks ever so much for joining. Peter says, hey, don't spoil endings here now, you fuckers. Carl says, question for Tony. After starting the collection again, do you have any not so good movies in there now that you wish you didn't have?
I don't know. No, because now I'm sort of more selective. I haven't watched all of them, so there's a good percentage there I haven't watched. But most of the ones I've got now are probably films that I want in the collection. I can't really think of much comes to mind that I don't want in there. So yeah, I think I've got everything I want in there. And where before, like I say, my old collection, I hadn't watched some of it. Most probably 40% of it I probably haven't watched. And yeah, there was some really bad sort of old DVDs in there. What wasn't very good films. What will probably never come on Blu-ray. They're just absolutely rubbish. But yeah, I can't really think of any films that I'd want to get rid of, really. So yeah, all in all, nah, I think collection's pretty perfect for a minute.
That's good. Marvel fan says Chris Evans will return as Captain America and Tom Cruise will play a variant of Tony Stark in the Multiverse of Madness. That's cool. Yeah. Will Tom Cruise come in as Tony Stark as Iron Man playing Danger Zone in the background? David Beach says, good evening, Carlinio9. I enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Carl's got a brilliant channel.
Yeah, it's a great guy.
Dr. Impossible says, don't worry, Pete. It's just those pesky gremlins screwing around StreamYard. Well, Jerry Goldsmith's gremlin rag. Awesome. Hey, we've got AK Movies here. Hey, guys. Hope you're good evening. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Yeah.
Tony says, my favourite horror movies are Hammer, Amicus, and the Dr. Phibes films. Ooh.
Yeah, great films.
Yeah.
Bumper Movie says, if you could pick a VS movie, which character crossover would you choose? Versus movie. So he would go Chucky versus Leprechaun.
That's a good one. The versus movie. So we've had Freddy versus Jason, haven't we? Yeah. I don't know really. I don't know how we could. Maybe in a modern. I don't know how we could do it. Maybe I don't know. Hereditary versus Midsummer. I don't know how you do it, but something like that. I don't know. But yeah, something crazy like that.
Going from your your previous question, what about Roy Cropper versus Michael Myers?
Yeah, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? I think we would stand a chance.
Oh, can you think of any, Andy, Mike?
Maybe Han Solo versus Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
John Wick versus nobody, that'd be pretty cool. But I think
Yeah.
that's going to happen as a film, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think of any, Mike?
No, I'm drawing a blank. I know they said something years ago about having, was it Freddy versus Jason versus Ash?
Yeah,
that would have been an interesting idea. So, but I probably would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, that'd have been fun.
Jules says to Peter, you can tell Arrow really cares. Some of their releases are stunning. Yeah. The artwork is fantastic. I mostly go blind with Arrows. I just pick up some of them due to the amazing artwork.
Yeah, and they do great art.
AK Movies went into Tesco. The physical media is dying in my store, and I was very angry, not happy when I went there last week. It was empty shelves. Some people were doing something in the store before. Yeah. Tesco seems to be reducing games and films and just doing a more slimmer collection. They're just doing like the top 5 games and just like the top 10 films on Blu-ray and DVD. They're not doing 4Ks at all anymore, Tesco aren't, which kind of doesn't surprise me. But at the end of the day, it does help like places like HMV, but it can also be a big push for online, which is a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, my Tesco's all gone. Everything's gone in there.
Same with like Sainsbury's as well. Sainsbury's has just replaced all ours with like books now, but all the shelves are empty. They've never put any books on.
Yeah, mine's just yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, mine's downsized so much, and when you go in, there's hardly anything on the shelves anyway. It's always like, I think like the most recent thing they've got is probably like the Suicide Squad, something like that. Like that's how long it's been. Like they've got the tags and stuff in there, but there's just no movies on the shelves at all. It's sad to see.
What about yours, Mike?
Yeah, the last time I went in, I think it was mostly DVDs. I think there was maybe 3 or 4 Blu-rays, but it was all just DVDs of newer films. But yeah, it looks like it's getting smaller.
Yeah.
The thing is that gets me with Sainsbury's is when a big movie releases like No Time to Die, they'll have a little cardboard stand out for that for a week or two and then take it away. Why only go like part in when you should just do a small selection of these good selling titles? That's my thought.
Yeah.
Edward says, did you know that there are on Forces TV are showing classic Doctor Who episodes from Tuesday the 15th, beginning with Spearhead from Space? Ooh, I will have to watch that. But unfortunately, our preview is absolute crap and we can't get Forces TV. So that's a bit of a pain, but that is cool. Because they used to show the classic Doctor Who episodes on Horror Channel about 10 years ago. They did. But I was surprised because I thought they were all trapped on BritBox.
I remember watching them on BBC Two, like when I was a kid. Like I think after school, I remember seeing Spearhead from Space on because that's the first John Pertwee one, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I picked up the Blu-ray of that a while ago, and the transfer on that is absolutely fantastic. It's a really nice Blu-ray. Great story, Doctor Who story. David says, how many 4K and Blu-rays in your collection, mate? I enjoy watching your video, Horror and TOJ. Keep up your amazing work.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate you watching. I've probably got about Blu-ray and 4. I don't collect DVDs no more, so I've probably got about 1,200-ish here now in a year. Not too bad.
Pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I
good.
didn't have a few left from the collection, but not many, yeah. But yeah.
That's good.
Mm.
How many have you got in your collection, Andy? Rough estimate.
I can actually tell you the numbers, actually.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
you got it.
I kept count. So 4Ks, I've literally just scraped touch of the iceberg with it. I've got 15 4Ks. Blu-rays, I've got 1,223. And DVDs, I've got 3,144.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's quite a few.
It's going. I'm hoping to get to 5,000 titles by the end of the year. I would love to do that. I'm on about 4,300 at the minute, so would love to do. Would love. That's I think my goal this year is to try and get 5,000 by the end of December.
Cool. That's a good goal. What about you, Mike?
I think I've probably got about maybe 30 4Ks, maybe a little bit more. Altogether, probably something between 1,500 and 2,000. I'm guessing, yeah.
Good. For me, I've got about 2 or 3 4Ks, even though I don't have a 4K player. Blu-rays probably about 400 to 500, and same amount for DVDs, I think. I've never actually stopped and counted. I think I'd be there all day because I keep losing count. Right. AK Movie says, in my Tesco store, I used to have a big selection in my store, but now today it's gone very small. It's dying. It's very little. Sad, like us collectors love to buy our movies. Supermarkets have killed the media today. Yeah, it's a shame, but like as a supermarket, they only really see that as like a sort of add-on. They say like people go in to buy the shop and then say, oh look, they've got that from, so they pick that in. But for me, I only ever used to go into a supermarket for that. So now with Sainsbury's, I don't go in there at all. But yeah, it's a shame. I can remember there used to be a Tesco in Peterborough. It used to be it was at the time the biggest one in the country, and they had a huge like range full of TVs, more than Curry's, and they had like about 3 or 4 aisles of Blu-rays. Now it's literally just a little shelf down in the middle. It's shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niall says it's the Paperboys line from Better Off Dead.
All right.
Peter says, you're calling that guy Niles as funny, not as funny as atrocious. Atrocious. Yeah, we are going to leave that line. Yeah. DVD with Philblock says, finally, the classic series hasn't been shown on TV since the Horror Channel dropped it. Mind you, I have them all on DVD, so won't be tuning in. Yeah, that's cool. AK Movie says, Pete, you're a fantastic YouTuber. Thanks ever so much, mate. Also, Horror and TOJ guy, I used to watch his channel. Andy's another fantastic YouTuber. I watch his channel. He's amazing.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks
ever so much, AK. Niall says, doing fine, guys. The Confessions of a Series is on Netflix here in Denmark. Wow. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I read somewhere that like in Europe and Central Europe, the Confession series is like incredibly popular. I think I watched a documentary about it years ago.
Wow.
Dr. Impossible says, Rosie Dixon, Night Nurse, Jesus, just watch as Rosie rises the Mercury and the Pulse 100. Beryl Reid was pretty good as the matron. Maybe Indicator would like to release this dire sex comedy. A lot of sex tonight.
Yeah.
AK Movie says, I've not seen Woman in Black. I like Daniel Radcliffe in Harry Potter films. Apart from that, I've not seen any other films he's in. He was in Now You See Me Too, wasn't he? And he's also in that, is it Guns Akimbo?
Yeah, Horns is a good one. That's all right.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get that one. There's a one where he plays like is it like a South African bloke where he's arrested or something? I can't remember what it was called. It was on.
Yeah, I remember that, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Um,
Escape from Pretoria, is it?
Yeah,
could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that What If movie as well? That was okay. It had Adam Driver in it. That was all right. But yeah, there's not a lot I remember him from, apart from the obvious. But
I think like most of his films after Harry Potter have been definitely more adult focused because I think he's trying to get away from that sort of Harry Potter image. But I also remember when he was in was it Great Expectations of Daniel, one of the Charles Dickens movie adaptations in 1999 with Bob Hoskins.
Oh, David Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
Yeah, I can remember him in that. Wow.
Yeah, he's doing a new film, I think, with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock, and I think he plays the villain in it. I can't remember what the movie's called though.
Oh, is this new is it a Netflix film? I've seen the trailer for it.
I don't know because when I went to see Nightmare Alley, the trailer for it at the cinema, that's where I saw it at the cinema. So I don't know if it's coming to cinema. But it looked like one of those sort of like action comedies, but like he looked like he was the villain in it, but I can't remember for the life of me what it's called.
Yeah. Carlos says, guys, how do you see the next Halloween movie ending? For example, will it finally end correctly, poorly, or carry on with another movie?
I don't really know what to think at the minute, to be fair. I don't know if they're just going to leave the ending open, probably. I don't know how they can. I don't know, or are they just going to do the obvious and kill Michael? I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm intrigued to see, but I haven't got a clue.
What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I haven't got a clue. Really. I don't know. I'm one of those people who didn't actually mind Halloween Kills. Like I didn't think it was great, but I didn't hate it either. You know, I got some enjoyment out of it. You know, when it was good, it was good. When it was annoying, it was annoying. But I didn't hate it on the whole. But yeah, this new one, I haven't got a clue what they're gonna do. I'm just gonna go into it with little expectations and just get what I get.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
If I was to guess, I'd say they're probably gonna kill him in some way, but then it will end not quite. There'll be like something at the end to kind of hint that maybe he's not dead. I feel like they'll do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, hopefully it will end this time. I do wonder whether it'll just like it'll go to the credits and you think Halloween's end. No, Halloween's coming back in Halloween 4, 2 years time. But ideally, yeah, kill off Michael. Probably have like an epic ending between him and Laurie. Maybe controversially kill off Laurie. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what they do. Hopefully it will be a good end to the trilogy.
Yeah.
Peter says picked up Crimson Peak. Oh, that's on Arrow as well. Is it worth watching? It's a kind of he hated Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, it's pretty good. I remember seeing it years ago, but I didn't know it was on Arrow because that's the Tom Hiddleston one.
Yeah. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pan's Labyrinth. I love Pan's Labyrinth as well. That's a great film.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Tony. I really like Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth's fantastic, brilliant, 5-star movie. Crimson Peak, yeah, I love it. I think it's really underrated. I think a lot of people kind of see it as one of Del Toro's weaker films, but I'd probably put it up there with one of his best. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. DVD and Film Bloke says Better Off Dead, the 80s teen comedy with a weird animation, a psychotic paperboy, Van Halen singing cheeseburgers, and Curtis Armstrong snorting jelly and snow. I love it.
Yeah, I love anything with Curtis Armstrong. Like, he's such a fun actor. Like,
Wow.
he's just great. He's got a small role in Jingle All the Way. I think he plays Booster in Jingle All the Way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
somebody singing about cheeseburgers and snorting jelly sounds like a typical day where I live. Wow. But, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to give this one a go.
I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Better Off Dead. Yeah.
Certainly sounds like it, yeah. AK Movie says, CEX and Mighty HMV are the saviours for media. That's the future. Not looking good, sad times. I used to see huge collection in my store. People just buying off eBay, Zavi, or Amazon. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the big focus and push to like online. But I think HMV will definitely do really well out of all this now, especially if they can keep their prices low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Beach says, have you watched the remake of Pet Cemetery and did you like it? I think we talked about this before, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all right. Nothing special.
DVD Even Film Bloke says, Roadhouse is a fun movie, even if Family Guy ruined it. Well, I haven't actually seen much Family Guy, so thankfully it won't ruin it for me.
Yeah, Roadhouse.
I'm looking forward to watching it, definitely. AK says, I'm happy to pick up Ghostbusters Afterlife on Monday, and Asda, they only had one copy on DVD and June on Blu-ray. No new releases in my Asda and Tesco, as they had stands for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Fun fact is, Ghostbusters Afterlife on Blu-ray is 15 quid in Tesco. Have a guess how much the DVD is?
10?
14.
Ah,
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
it's mental.
I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it scanned through and it was like 14. I was like, wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy.
David says, have you watched all the Pet Cemetery films? I think we went through all this as well, didn't we?
Yeah, I've seen the first two. So, yeah.
Koroshi Ichi says, The Fisher King is also a great film with Robin Williams in.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a stand for June, but not for Last Night in Soho. There was no Last Night in Soho on the shelves. Yeah, I think, again, that's going to be like a film you got to pick up from H&B or online, very much like Malignant, because I don't think it did very well at the box office, so they didn't expect it to do well on physical, but I think it will do. Niles says, best canon release on Blu-ray.
Oh. I know the movie's fucking awful, but I think it kind of looks good on Blu-ray. Probably Superman 4. That's probably the only one I can think of.
I haven't got a clue either. What about you, Mike?
Was Delta Force canon? I think it was.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah,
yeah. I think the Arrow release of that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That music in Delta Force is great.
It is.
Yeah.
Literally, I think that film just plays the song on a continuous loop.
Yeah. I need to get a copy of that and put it on in my car when I'm driving to work.
Yeah. Dr. Impossible says, "Oh, no sex, please. We're British." Actually, a rather fun watch with Ronnie Corbett and the Return of the Saint with Ian Ogilvy. Yeah, I think I've heard of No Sex, Please. We're British. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bumper Movie says the Arrow release of Django is outstanding. The 4K transfer is out of this world. I think that's only available in America, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere. Yeah, just there. Yeah, really good transfer.
Yeah, that's cool. AK says, I will pick up Dune some point in the near future. I love the post art for both of the releases. The DVD was down for me. The Blu-ray was great, but the DVD post art, I think the DVD artwork for Dune is really nice. Surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Jill says, always fancied Last American Virgin. Is it out of print?
The Arrow edition is, yeah. But you can't get a
quite
Spanish
expensive.
copy, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the Spanish one is about 15 to 20 quid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the Arrow one does pop up in CEX every now and again, but I think it's like £25. I've seen
Postage.
it go for silly money on eBay. I've seen sealed copies for £100 on eBay.
Yeah.
Silly money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was nearly going to have one. I was the highest bidder for it, and then some bidded at the last second and got the bastard.
But it looks great on Blu-ray. It's a beautiful looking film on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Because you get a booklet with it as well, don't you?
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
DVD Even Filmblock says the early Arrow white boxes releases with 4 artwork choices. I've seen an old Arrow promo like that from 2011, and you can tell they're no longer the company they once were.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were great edition. Those editions.
AK says, I've never been to Sainsbury's. They used to do media. I bet maybe it's gone, mate, now. I don't know. Yeah, Sainsbury's got rid of all theirs, like, starting from last year. And then, like, this store was probably the last one in my area to have some in, but now gone.
Yeah.
I was like, they had a massive sale, and I was like, oh, I'll go and pick up a few more titles. Went there, and I was standing there with my jaw was dropped, and some woman who worked there said, are you all right? Where's the films? Oh, we got rid of them, love. Okay. Tony says, is there any movie or TV show you wish they release on DVD, as I'm still waiting for a good few of them?
Yeah. The anime Wizard of Oz for me. I wish they'd release the full series on DVD. There's a very heavily edited version of it where it was cut into 4 movies, and that's the only way you can get it on DVD. But it cuts out so much of the story, and it's a great cartoon, and I absolutely love it. It was narrated by Margot Kidder as well.
Nice.
It's a really, really good animated anime Japanese story of the Wizard of Oz. Covers like the 4 books. Great, yeah.
I'd love to see the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series being brought back.
Is it Freddy's Nightmares, is it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I have seen that, surprisingly. Didn't mind that.
That'd be a good sort of box set or something to do for someone.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Mike?
I don't think there is any for me. I think most of the TV shows I like are all at least available on DVD. So yeah, I don't think there is any for me.
I think the only other obvious ones is like stuff that's stuck on Disney Plus and you don't get an official release. That sort of stuff. But yeah, the window box editions, yeah, definitely. AK Movie says, have you seen Afterlife, Ghostbusters Afterlife, guys? What did you thought of it, and what did you thought of Dune?
I like both the films. What was really good. Dune I really liked. I do like the David Lynch one for some strange reason, but yeah, this the new one, I thought they've done a great job. I thought the acting was great, and cinematography and stuff. I think it's probably the best they've sort of put together out of the novel. I didn't think they could do it justice, but they did. I think it was good. I can't wait to see part 2. And I thought Ghostbusters was really good fun. Even though it did feel a little bit like an episode of Stranger Things for some reason to me. I don't know. But no, I really enjoyed it. It was good fun. Yeah, especially at the cinema. Very cool.
Great. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I really liked Dune. I thought it was great. More on a visual level, it was that's where its true merit was. Story wise, I couldn't really get into it as much as I wanted to. because this is what it's the first movie of 3 movies potentially.
Mm.
So we're only getting a third of the story. But like Tony was saying, I actually don't mind the Lynch one either. It's that film gets a lot of shit, but I don't mind it. If you know what I mean, it's like I still think it's watchable.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, it's okay. I just don't get the hate for that movie. But Ghostbusters Afterlife was a movie I really, really enjoyed. I think, the idea of a third Ghostbusters film had been the pipeline for a very, very long time. And there was a lot of hiccups. Bill Murray didn't want to do it initially. We got the 2016 one, which to me isn't really a Ghostbusters film. I've never seen it. I've had no interest in seeing it. And it hasn't never ever piqued my interest to see it, and I never will see it. But as well with Harold Ramis passing away, I think this is the best version of a third Ghostbusters film we could have got. For me, it just did everything right, given the circumstances.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Ghostbusters, I thought it was okay. I can kind of take it or leave it, if I'm honest. Dune, I did like it. Like Andy was saying, visually really stunning film. Probably one of the best looking films I've ever seen. I did think it was a little bit slow, quite long, a very long film. But I'm hoping when we get the other film, I think part 2, seeing them together will be a much better experience. At the moment, I didn't mind it, but just need to wait for that next film.
Yeah. For me, haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife yet, but definitely going to be watching it really soon. June, really enjoyed it. Was kind of put off by its length, like 2.5 hours, and it being quite slow, but honestly really enjoyed it. I thought the story, the world building was quite good. The cinematography, it looked outstanding. But definitely, once we get part 2 and 3, it will definitely be, I think, a one long epic film.
Yeah, definitely.
Pete says, I love the Aerosol £5 one. So glad they came back after the 2021 summer sale suddenly didn't have any. Cool.
Yeah, it's good deal.
DVD and Film Bloke says, back in 2011, Arrow made a big deal of releasing uncut stuff remastered as opposed to the crappy VHS ripped DVDs from Vipco. In all fairness, Vipco deserves some gratitude in the VHS era.
Yeah, definitely.
Niall says, a short film remake of Dr. Giggles starring Martin Clunes.
Yeah. Dr. Giggles is a really underrated movie.
Yeah, I love that film.
Yeah. Yeah, Larry Drake. It's a really cool movie.
Yeah,
well, I don't own it. I don't know why I haven't rectified that yet, but it's a really, really fun movie. It's quite creepy towards the end as well. But yeah, I like Dr. Giggles. It's a lot of fun.
Really good.
Likeable cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Peter says, Carly, whoa, my phone didn't like being here. Whoa, my phone wanted to escape. But yeah, moving on, we've got AK Movies saying, Tony, what's your favourite franchise of all the movies, and what's your favourite actor?
Favourite franchise is I'm probably gonna say probably like for horror, I'll probably say Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know why. I just absolutely they're just childhood memories. But I do like lots of, I do like Lord of the Rings. I absolutely love those films. I do like Star Wars too. And then my favourite actor is probably I really like Leonardo DiCaprio. I just think he's a great actor, and I love most of his films he's been in. Have been fantastic. So yeah, probably Leonardo DiCaprio or Peter Cushing or Christopher Lee, someone like that. But
Great
yeah.
picks. Carlos says Nightmare on Corrie Street. Roy Cropper Kruger. That could be an idea, Tony.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
AK says, "Wow, I would love Tom Cruise to play Tony Stark. Time will tell, but he's best in the Mission Impossible series." Yeah, totally agree. AK says, "Tony, I'll watch your videos before. I know you love horror movies. Keep up the good work."
Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it.
Tony says, "Going through a purge of DVDs myself at the moment. Movies I've been meaning to watch and are the mass and seen a lot of rubbish so far." Yeah, I've certainly seen a lot of rubbish I need to get rid of, or at least find alternative homes for them. AK Movie says, "Yes, I would like to see Indy Jones versus Han Solo. That would be cool. Definitely." Gala Gula versus Sarah Young.
That'd be a good one.
we got Brett from Walk On Always Believe. Watch you guys. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining, Brett. Hope you're well, mate.
Thank you, mate.
AK says there had games, but films have shrunk down. Movies, yeah, definitely. They're all clearing them out, mate. Brett says, "I like to see Victor Crowley from Hatchet versus Charlie from Charlie's Farm."
Yeah, awesome. 2 good films.
That would be sick. AK says, "It's just a shame no new titles on the shelf. It's very sad." Yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't sell Halloween Kills in Tesco, considering that's a fairly big title.
Yeah.
Dr. Impossible says, "I should have said Club Paradise with Robin Williams. The cast is quite interesting. Peter O'Toole, Twiggy, and directed by Harold Ramis. 80s comedy that's underappreciated." Wow, that's quite interesting.
Never seen it. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely will have to put that on the watch list or search for it up. AK says, "I started doing gaming now. I will try to do gaming videos in the future on my channel, Pete, mate." Oh, that's cool. AK, I really look forward to seeing that. It's great. AK says, "Tony, I will see his channel. Are you into the DC and Marvel films, Tony?"
Well, I've watched them. I like, probably my favourite's Batman. You know what I mean? DC, and I'll watch the Marvel films, but it isn't something I'd just, if they're on TV and stuff. I went to cinema to watch them all, I think, but I don't know. Just for me, not enough redeeming qualities in them because there's too many of them. But no, they're decent enough films. You know what I mean? But yeah, Batman's for me. I think DC, Batman. I can't wait for the new Batman. I'm really looking forward to it for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like Robert Pattinson's acting. I don't know why. I think he's intriguing. I don't know. I just think he's going to be so good as Batman. But we shall see.
Yeah, I agree. We've got Gary North here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Gary. Hope you're well.
Hi, Gary.
AK says, "I love Tony's car boot sales in his videos. Cool. Keep it up."
I need to do them again. I haven't done them for ages now, but I'll have to do them at some point.
I haven't been to a car boot in years.
No, I haven't been for a long time.
DVD and Film Bloke says, "I have 130 Blu-rays and 158 DVDs, not including Doctor Who. To be fair, I have a fair amount of box sets, so I have like about 400 or so films and TV shows." Very impressive. AK says, "I have a lot of DVDs and never counted, still buying. I have to say my budget only getting me big titles, films at the moment. What you're into?" Yeah, that's fair enough. Whoa, Brett has about 5,000-ish DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
That's good.
Yeah.
Peter says, "I think Tom Cruise should have played Ozymandias in the Watchmen film. Guy they did use looked nothing like the comic book character anyway, and Tom Cruise in that role would have fit so well."
Okay.
David said, "What is your favourite Pixar movie and the best Disney film, horror and TOJ?"
My favourite Disney film is Robin Hood. You know, the Fox cartoon.
Yeah, I love Robin Hood. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. just a childhood favourite. I absolutely love that. Favourite Pixar movie is probably I really like Toy Story 3 for some reason. I think it's because I watched it a lot of times when my daughter was little, and it's just stuck with me. Yeah, I love Toy Story 3, so I think I'm going to go for that one. Well, I do like Coco though as well. That was really good.
I've yet to see Coco.
Yeah, it's good.
Marvel fan says, has any of you seen the movie Shakes the Clown with Bobcat Goldthwait? This film has never got a UK release, not even a DVD. This film does have Adam Sandler and Robin Williams in it.
Never
heard of it. You, Andy?
No, the only film I know with Robin Williams and Bobcat Goldthwait was World's Greatest Dad, one of his last films. Fucking great movie. I know Bobcat Goldthwait directed it, but Robin Williams is great in it. That's the only film I know with those two names. I'm not seeing Shakespeare. Wow. Yeah.
No. What about you, Mike?
No, not seeing it. I've heard of it. I'm not like the biggest fan of Bobcat Goldthwait. I kind of find him a bit annoying. Just like the voice that he puts on.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could sit there and watch a film that he's like the main star in.
Yeah.
Right, Pete. I'm gonna have to shoot. Up to 10 o'clock. I've got to go to work. I'm sorry about that.
That's perfectly fine, mate. But thanks ever so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Flew by 2.5 hours. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Andy.
No worries.
Pleasure, Tony.
You know, if you ever want me on again, mate, just give us a shout.
Definitely.
Really appreciate it, mate. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a good rest of the stream, guys. I'll see you later. Thanks a lot for having me.
Thanks, Tony. Bye.
Appreciate it, mate. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
Really do. Bye. Wow. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, we've got hordes to go through. I think we're like about an hour behind, but we'll try and get. We'll try and get through them quickly enough. But Peter says, anyone more than me ordering Debbie Does Dallas 2 on the Valentine's Day Vinegar Syndrome sale?
Probably not for me, that one.
No.
I'm thinking of Googling it, but I'm worried what I'm going to get. David says, hi guys, how many Pixar movies and Disney movies do you own?
As so far as the ones have been released, I own all the ones from Snow White to Raya and the Last Dragon. And I own all the Pixar movies from Toy Story to Luca, is it? All the ones that are released on physical so far.
Yeah.
I've got,
What about you, Mike?
Not that many, to be honest. Pixar are probably just the first 3 Toy Story films. Disney, I don't know if I've got any animated Disney films, but I've probably got, you know, a lot of some of the live action stuff that they've done recently, but I'm not too sure how many.
Yeah. For me, I have about half of the Pixar films, I should think, and I have about, depending on like if you count the animated ones, the live action ones, spin-off films, I've probably got about 20 or 30 of their Disney films. But I have sold a few recently because I've got decent prices for them. So yeah. AK Movie says, have you guys seen the new Scream 5 film? Guys, what are your thoughts? Haven't seen it, but I've heard positive things. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Just had a good time with it. Great start to 2022, I think. Really enjoyed it.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, same here. Thought it was really good. Yeah.
Awesome. DVD and Film Bloke says, the only indicated title I own is Britannia Hospital.
That's the one with Malcolm McDowell, I think.
Is it? How many indicator titles do you two have?
Only a handful.
Yeah.
I think maybe like 12, 15, between 12 and 15, something like that.
Yeah.
I think
What
I've got
about
about
you?
20, maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
But I think they've got like over 200 titles now. 'Cause I
wow.
think at
Yeah.
first, at first I tried to collect them because the first few that they released were all really good films and really good releases, but then
Yeah.
they just started announcing ones that I didn't really care for, and before I knew it, they just released so many.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're quite expensive for what they are. I find like
Yeah.
I dread to look at the prices of some of the box sets because it's just like, oh, that's just gonna wipe me out for the month. Like when you
Yeah.
just look at them. But when they came out, I think there was something like 17, 18 quid a film. I was like, I don't really want to pay that for one title.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was just too much, I think, for what you were getting.
That's true. Tony says, quick question, people. Are CX still buying in DVDs? Yeah. Yeah, they're still buying them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still selling them, so I assume so.
Yeah. Yeah, you just go onto the app or on the website and just type in what you want to sell. And they'll buy them. Probably only get about a penny each for them, but they'll buy them.
Yeah.
Marvel fan says both Robin Williams and Bobcat Goldthwait has returned for a seriously dark comedy movie called World's Greatest Dad, which you were talking about, Andy. Sounds like a good film.
Film. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Have you seen it, Mike?
No, not seen that one.
Oh. AK says, I've never watched any of the Halloween movies, but I will be watching Scream 1 to 3 movies that I picked up in the Asda bundle for £8. It's not a bad deal, so I will need to watch Scream movies as well as 4. Yeah, that's cool. I hope you enjoy them. The first one's a classic. Second one's a lot of fun, but I haven't seen the third one, but I've heard mixed things. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I like the Scream films. Some are better than others, I think, but it's a good horror franchise that I don't actually find scary. Like I can just stick them on and watch them and just have a good time with them. 3 is probably my least favorite, and then probably 4. I think the best sequels are 2 and 5. I think it's a toss up between either one. The first one's a classic. It just injects new life into the genre of that film. It was really good.
Definitely. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I pretty much like all the films. I think the second one, I think it's a really good sequel. I like that it kind of it goes bigger, which I think is what sequels should do, and it definitely goes in a bigger sort of direction. The third one, I know a lot of people hate it. I don't mind it. I think the first time I saw it, I didn't like it at all, but it's grown on me over the years. I know it's less violent and more comedy, and I think that doesn't work for some people, but I think it's okay. Fourth one, I don't mind it. It's probably my least favorite, but 5 is a good return to form.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, for the money, they're not that good. Must be talking about Indicator. AK says maybe Scream 5 comes out on media. I will pick it up. Yeah, I think it's been announced for like an April release, mid-April. So that's not too bad, not too far away. Dr. Impossible says The Devil's Backbone is a great Del Toro ghost story with significant edge, very atmospheric. I've heard of it, but never seen it.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah.
DVD and Film Bloke says the Blu-ray are Better Off Dead at the moment. I think is on HMV's website. It's out of print. Pick up if you're curious.
Yeah, I just had a look on the website then, and yeah, it is there, $7.99. But if I were to order that, I think I'd have to pay like £2 postage, so it would be like a tenner.
It's worth checking up on their eBay sites because they sometimes list the films with free postage.
Yeah.
Plus, as well, if I kind of have a look for some more stuff because I resent paying the postage.
Yeah,
Mm.
same.
I kind of like, right, well, I'll see what else I can afford and what else has caught me fancy, what I kind of want to pick up, see if it's on offer. But that's a good price for Better Off Dead on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
That's not too bad at all. Yeah, I'll definitely have a look. AK says it's 10 on DVD if I picked it up from Asda Ghostbusters Afterlife. That must be like an error at Tesco.
Yeah,
Whoever sorted out the pricing really messed up badly there. That's probably the triple pack that's that price.
Yeah.
Tony says Del Toro's Hellboy is great also. Yeah, I enjoy both of them films. I think they're great. Shame we never got a third one.
Yeah.
AK says that's wow, £14. That's too dear for me. Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's very strange. Yep, certainly is. But I actually did take it to this till and scan it, and it did come up 14 quid. Shocked. AK Movie says it scanned £10 on the shelf. Checked when I picked up Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, Tesco must have bucketed it up somehow. But yeah. Andy, did you pick up Ghostbusters Afterlife? What version did you get?
Yeah, I got the 4K. Yeah.
No slip, unfortunately.
No, I really, like I said earlier in the stream, I really don't like this artwork, but if there's a saving grace to it, I think the artwork on the discs are really cool.
Especially the Blu-ray with the Marshmallow Man.
The Blu-rays, that's a lot of fun, that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The discs, really cool, but the cover just doesn't do really justice.
It's like a temporary artwork, isn't it? It just doesn't suit.
Yeah.
It looks like more like like a still that you would see on the back of the cover.
Yeah.
It looks more like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went into HMV today, and I saw it there, but there was no slipcover, and it seems to be quite a hard one to find with a slipcover.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
definitely. Strange, but you didn't pick up your copy, did you, Mike?
No. To be honest, I don't know if I will ever pick the film up because I personally wasn't really the biggest fan of it. I might pick it up when it's cheap, but at the moment, no.
Dr. Impossible says Murphy's Law was a canon title and the MGM print looks quite a decent thriller with Bronson in it. Yeah, I've been meaning to pick that up. That does look quite good.
Yeah.
Niles says Canon Films released TCM2, The Last American Virgin, Delta Force 1 and 2, Bloodsport, Death Wish 3 and 5, and many more. My favourite Canon movie is TCM2. Well, I'll probably say my favourite is The Last American Virgin then.
Yeah, I'll probably have to change my answer to that.
Yeah.
Bloodsport's a good one as well. That's a Van Damme
film. Yeah, Bloodsport. Yeah. That's probably the best Van Damme film.
Yeah,
in terms of competence. Yeah.
AK says, did you pick up Ghostbusters Afterlife? Yeah, we did say about that. Peter says, I need to see a show off on or a cut together video of Playtendoguy and Leon Vegas when they're butchering names. Marvel fan says they should release the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror box set with 31, 32 episodes instead of the bad DVD compilation containing 5 also episodes. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I remember the old Simpsons VHSs where they had 4 or 5 episodes on.
Yeah, it was just random episodes.
Random covers. The video would be called something random, like Raiders of the Lost Fridge.
Yeah.
It'd just be called something really random. Yeah.
Jill says, describe The Last American Virgin to me without spoiling it. Well, you'll need plenty of tissues, but not for that reason.
Well, maybe. No, in all seriousness, it's a forgotten 80s teen sex comedy with an ending that has a pair of balls on it. Let's just say that. Yeah.
It's a film that's way cleverer than what it sets out to be. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just it goes from being silly to very profound in the ending.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially, two separate films.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I can only sort of echo what you guys have said about the film. It starts off like kind of like American Pie for the 80s, and yeah, I think when I first watched it, I thought it was just going to be like a stupid sex comedy. It wasn't going to be that funny, and then the obviously the last sort of 20-30 minutes of it is a lot more serious. But yeah, it's just a great film.
Yeah, certainly the scene with the older lady and one of the lads.
Yeah, that's the funny side of it. Like that's like the goofball side of it. There's some scenes in it that are really cringy. You know, it's not the best movie ever. It doesn't have the best acting in it. It's not the. Don't expect like like Gone with the Wind or like an epic flawless movie making, because it isn't. It does have its flaws, but I just admire it so much for that ending. Yeah. Like I just have to give full credit to that ending. The ending's perfect. It just hits you in the gut and kicks you in the stomach while you're down. It's
definitely.
Yeah.
And also a killer 80s soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
When I'm driving to work, I still listen to Journey and REO Speedwagon.
Oh,
those songs, yeah.
Definitely.
Phenomenal.
AK Movie says, same here with me. I was screaming, what the heck to the media gone when I was ranting about Tesco store today. Yeah. They do the same with Blu-rays and 4Ks as well. We have Luke here, and he's talking movies forever. Hi, guys. How's this going tonight? Only just joined the stream. Thanks ever so much for joining, Luke. I hope you're doing well. DVD from Film Bloke says, a TV show I'd like to see released on DVD is the second series of Chalk. The first one is out there, but only on the distributor's website. The underrated late 90s sitcom written by Stephen Moffat. I can remember that. I have heard of that, and I think I've seen a few episodes of it years ago.
Okay. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a TV show set in Birmingham called The Grimleys. Like, I would love to see that on DVD. I don't think...
I have heard of it, yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Dark Road 2300 says thumbs up. Thanks ever so much.
Yep.
Toby says, fan outrageous the amount of money you pay for discs and you get pennies for them. Yeah, from CEX.
Yeah.
DVD and Film Bloke says, the DVD I have of the second series is a burnt disc of crappy VHS rips. Yep. AK Movie says, your live streams are enjoyable, Pete, mate. You're fantastic as always. Be my favourite YouTubers out there. Thumbs up to you, my friend. Oh, thanks ever so much, AK. That really does mean a lot. David says, do you think CX is reasonable prices for movies in the store, and have you picked up any good titles? Cheers.
I think on a whole they can be. Like today, for instance, I picked the film I mentioned earlier, The Quick and the Dead, was there on Blu-ray, and it was £6. And at first, I thought that seems like it's just a little bit too much for me. But then when I quickly had a look online on Amazon and eBay, like the cheapest I could find it was £15. So obviously that is a pretty good price. So it was justifiable. I think on the whole, the prices are pretty good in CEX.
Yeah.
It depends as well what you find as well, because you go into CEX, they're not going to have everything. It's the luck of the time and the day that you go.
Yeah.
To find gems.
Yeah, I think with Disney films, they're the best place to get them from, because you can get them real cheap now. Definitely the 4Ks and the Blu-rays are going for £3 or £4, which is really good.
Yeah.
But like for steelbooks and special editions, they do like to charge. There's a Doctor Who one that's like about 300 quid, and I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
shocking. But again, it depends on like the quality of the discs, if the discs are okay. But I think if you buy like more of the niche stuff, the more specialized stuff, they should be pretty all right.
Mm.
Luke says he watched Reminiscence in 4K last night and thought it was really good. Have you guys seen it? It's with Hugh Jackman. Yeah, it's got Rebecca Ferguson in it as well. It looks kind of cool, but I've heard the reviews are pretty awful.
Yeah, I've heard the same. I've heard it's not the best film.
Mm,
So it's not really sparked my interest.
no.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike? You ain't seen it?
No, I've not seen it, and same as Andy, it's not really of much interest to me.
No. AK says, I just pick up movies. CX prices are great for me. I buy a couple of films in HMV last year, so yeah, that's me. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
No problem with that, mate. Dr. Impossible says, what's your take on the Amityville horror films? For me, Amityville 2, The Possession, is probably the most intense of the series, where the first film plays lip service to The Exorcist.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Sorry,
I've heard. No, sorry. I've heard the second one has Burt Young, Paulie from the Rocky films, and apparently he's meant to be like just horrible in that film, like a very abusive character, and I think that's why a lot of people say the film is quite intense. But the only Amityville film I've seen is the original one, and I've been meaning to rewatch it because I haven't seen it in years. Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Andy?
Same. Yeah. I've not seen many of the films. I've only seen the first one. When I'd watched the first one, it was a movie I hadn't seen, but before watching it, I'd seen it be parodied in other movies, like so many times that I felt like I had seen it when I watched it.
Yeah.
I think there's like one of the early Treehouse of Horror episodes where the voice is constantly saying like "Get out" and all that. And I think there's a bit from Scary Movie 2 where like the priest is having a shit and like all the flies are like, in the room. Yeah, it just feels like one of those movies I've never seen, but I feel as if I've seen it.
Yeah.
Through the cultural zeitgeist. Yeah.
AK Movie says, I've never watched Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit films. Whoa. You're in for a treat when you get round to them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Marvel Fan says, yeah, I know what you mean. If a Blu-ray goes out of print, you probably £5 for it, but if you sold them on eBay, you probably get much more than CEX. Definitely.
Yeah.
AK Movie says no Boss Baby 2 or Halloween Kills in Tesco. Very strange. Wow. No love lost there for Boss Baby 2, I say.
I've never had any interest to see the movies.
I ended up watching the trailer for it and I thought it was way more horrendous and more scary than any horror film I've seen in years.
Yeah. I think I'd rather watch paint dry than the Boss Baby movies, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Peter says there's a lot of great Tom Cruise films beside Mission Impossible. Definitely.
Yeah.
What's it? There's one. Is it The Last Samurai? I enjoy that one. That's really good.
Yeah. I think my favorite one of his is probably Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I haven't seen that yet, but
that's his best performance in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him in. Is it Few Good Men? That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that one that they released on Arrow in America? I haven't seen it, but it looks quite cool. Is it called Legend?
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. Legend. Rain Man. It's a great movie. Yeah.
AK Movies. Are you excited for the new Batman? Will you be watching it? Robert Pattinson's looking fantastic as a Batman. Love the trailer. Yeah, can't wait. Bring on March. We need it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God February's a short month.
Yeah.
But I've only watched the trailers once. I'm not going back to them because I want to go into the movie as blind as possible.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm not really digging the design of the Riddler, if I'm honest. I'm not really liking
It's
it.
an interesting new take, yeah.
He looks a bit too much like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction for me.
Yeah.
Just has that really weird sort of mask that I'm not really digging, if I'm honest. But I hope the film, has its qualities and wins me over. But yeah.
AK Movie says, "What's your favorite Pixar film?" Oh, his favorite Pixar film is Toy Story. Great pick.
Yep.
For me, I'll probably say the second one.
Yeah, Toy Story 2 is my favorite Pixar movie. Yeah.
And the second one would go to Up. Love that film.
Ooh.
David says, "Have you picked up any good titles in the charity shop?" Unless you want 50 Shades of Grey, there's nothing in my charity shop.
No, I don't really tend to go to them, if I'm honest.
No.
Yeah.
Isn't really the variety there, and if there is, the discs are probably scratched to bits. Or the charity shop that does have a decent selection, they'll charge like near retail prices, so you might as well just buy it from a shop.
Yeah.
AK Movie says, "Robin Williams was a great start. I love him. Hook, Take Care, Tony May." Yep. Hook was a good film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary says, "I would order Debbie Does Dallas. The original is a classic." I'm intrigued by this film. I'm going to ask my parents. My dad probably might know. Tony says, "Walked into my local charity shop just before Christmas, and they had must have been no exaggerations, thousands of DVDs on the shop floor." Yeah, people just get a load, just chuck them all in a charity shop and just put them on eBay or take them to not cash converters but car boot. Yeah. AK says, "I own Toy Story 2 for Soul." Not much Pixar films, but yeah, I recently picked up Soul. I had it for Christmas. I'm really looking forward to that. I've heard some really great things.
Yeah, Soul's pretty good. I'm looking forward to the new one as well. Like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good film. It looks amazing in the trailer.
Yeah.
Dr. Impossible says, "My local charity shop is dumping DVDs altogether. It's just Blu-rays now." Wow. Wow, your charity shop's going up in the world. Mine is basically just the place where DVDs go to die.
Wow.
AK Movies, "I will be getting Toy Story 1 and 3. I love Up. Best Pixar film for me." Yeah, definitely. Worth checking out CEX, mate, because they're real cheap in there. I just think you get them for a couple of quid each.
Yeah.
I really do like Up, but I think it peaks in its first 10 minutes.
That first 10 minutes is like so heartbreaking.
Yeah, I don't think the rest of the movie's as good as those first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
True. I went into the film expecting a dog just saying squirrel, and I ended up crying in the first 10 minutes.
It's rough, that opening.
Definitely. AK Movie says, "Also we'll get Luca film." Not seen that yet. I've heard pretty decent things about that one. Seems to be a bit of a underrated film.
It's all right. It's all right. It's a solid 7 out of 10.
It looks really nice visually. It looks stunning.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Mike?
No, not seen that one.
Gary says, "I've only seen the first story years ago. I'm not a big fan of animated films." Wow. That's cool. DVD and Film Bloke says, "Battle of Dead goes for between £15 and £20 on Amazon and eBay, so that is a good price."
Yeah.
Don't know how long it will be on DVD for, so we'll pick it up ASAP. Yeah, I'll have to have a look on H&B's website afterwards, see what it looks like.
Yeah, I've been looking at it. I might get it along with that Woman in Black 1989 version.
Ooh,
Yeah, that'd be a good.
that's a good.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Gary says, "Are any of you getting the Arrow release of Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer releasing soon?"
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
I'm not, because I find that film very difficult to watch. It's not for the faint-hearted. That movie, it's very, very brutal and uncomfortable. It's not a movie I'm going to go back to a lot, if I'm honest. I do like it, I do appreciate it, but it's a tough watch.
Never seen it. Probably will watch trailer, but probably not one I'd probably get up, only if it's on a deep sale. But I think the next new release that I want to get from Arrow is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
That'd be quite good. I've heard it's a great film. If you can get hold of it, might get it. AK says, "I wish they did slips for Ghostbusters Afterlife. It just looks like a screenshot from Ghostbusters Afterlife 4K version. They could do better way artwork for it." Yeah, they should just use the same artwork they used for the DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
When they announced that 4K and they had the artwork up, I thought it was like a temporary artwork.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then when it came out, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, it's so underwhelming. It just doesn't do anything. It's just not exciting at all. It's just so bland. It's just really disappointing.
Yeah.
It's not an eye-catching front cover to get you to buy it, is it? At all.
I've never really been more pissed off with a piss poor cover. You know, it just I've never felt like it's that's really got under my skin how poor that is. It really has.
Especially that you pay £10 more than a Blu-ray for it, and you don't get a slip cover.
Yeah, I feel like he does about the box set. Like it's really bothered. It really has bothered me. Like I don't know why it's stupid, but
I see Richard Hollyoak done one for Jamie, some artwork for it, and it looks outstanding.
Yeah, so much better. Yeah.
David says, "My favorite Pixar movie is Toy Story 1, Coco, and Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast, the cartoon version." Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah.
Peter says, "I'll be ordering the Anaconda set and a few other things soon from the 88 films. Anyone else pick that up?" I think Jason picked that up, didn't he? Because I watched his unboxing for that.
That looked really good with the other sets. Looked really nice with the I Know What You Did Last Summer set and the
them sets always look great. I like that. The box sets for them.
I'm not going to pick it up though, because I do like the first film. I certainly don't think it's great, but I do enjoy it. And the sequels, if I'm honest, I just don't give a toss about. If I'm honest, I don't really care.
Yeah, I think like all three of those box sets, like I haven't picked any of them up because I think from all three of them, I think the first film in each of them is okay, but the rest of them, I don't care for any of them. So I've just not really been able to justify buying the box sets.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about the Children of the Corn one.
Yeah.
It's like I don't mind the first movie. I think it's okay. I don't think it's great.
Yeah, it's okay. It's nothing special.
But I've heard the sequels are absolutely dire. So it's like, why bother?
Yeah.
Oh, next comment really makes me laugh. Dr. Impossible says it's been a sex show and half tonight. Durex not included. David says, "Did you like Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah, I like Ghostbusters 2. I don't really get the hate that it seems to get. Like I think it's pretty much the same as the first film. Maybe not as good, but I don't know. It's more of the same, really.
Yeah,
I still find it entertaining. It's still a fun watch.
Yeah,
but you know, I think the Ghostbusters concept is very similar to like Predator. I think it's a lightning in a bottle scenario.
Yeah,
it only really worked the once. To emulate it is almost impossible. with a sequel, you know. But Ghostbusters 2, it is flawed, but it's still entertaining. That's all I can really say about it, you know.
Perfect way to put it. We've got Alan here, Kermit's Ghost. Hi, everyone. Hey, Alan. Hope you're well.
Alan. It's great to see you see him pop up in Jamie's video.
Definitely was.
Yes.
Definitely a highlight. Edward says, have you heard there's a Godfather TV series coming?
No.
Really?
No.
Well, I think they're turning pretty much every classic film series into a TV show now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I love those films. I just think they're great.
Yeah, I'll be picking them up on 4K. I'll be curious to see
what
they look like.
Isn't the set like about 80 quid?
There's 2 sets. I think the standard one, I think it is about 80 quid. So I might possibly wait until it goes a bit cheaper. But there's like another set that I think it's about 120 quid, and you get like art cards or something with it. I don't know, but I'll probably just get the standard one.
Yeah, I should think that'd be quite a few discs in that set, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yep. Gary says Ghostbusters 2 is enjoyable, but not a touch on the first film. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
David says, hi, Kermit's Ghost. It would be nice to see you back on YouTube. Enjoy watching your videos. Yeah. Certainly, Mondays don't feel the same without Alan.
Yeah. He's missed. That's
Yeah.
Completely.
His McDonald's coffee shop and his history, and all his pickups videos, brilliant. Definitely missed. But yeah. AK Movie says, DPD Film Bloke says, AK Movies, the only Peter Jackson films I have seen are Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, Brain Dead, and The Frighteners. I'm looking at Heavenly Creatures on eBay.
That's a good film. Very different from Peter Jackson, but good. Yeah.
It felt like that movie feels like Peter Jackson was like, right, I'm going to grow up now and I'm going to make a proper serious movie. That's what Heavenly Creatures feels like.
Yep.
Like the over the topness is completely gone.
Yeah.
It just feels more down to earth, that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind his remake of King Kong. I think that's enjoyable.
I like that film. I think it's really great. It's a little bit too long, but
yeah, it is too long. I think he was trying to sort of emulate the Lord of the Rings epicness.
Yeah,
with that King Kong, but it didn't quite work. But when it gets going, it's entertaining. You know, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, there's some great moments in it. Right. Gary says, I agree with Andy. Born on the 4th of July is great. Very sad movie. Tom's best performance.
Yeah, I think it's great. The guy he played in real life, the person who he was playing gave him his Bronze Star from his service in the army. Like that's like how well he did in that film.
Ooh. I have got what happened here? What happened here? Oh, my phone's going weird. Have a pause. Oh, I'm back. I don't know what happened there. Phone went weird, but yeah, born on the 4th of July. I picked that up last year from Tesco for like £1, so I've definitely got to watch that soon.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Dodge Impossible says Chris was pretty good in Taps with George C. Scott.
See, that was like one of his first movies, Taps.
Luke says, watching from Paris, would love tonight. Pretty good action movie. Have you guys seen it? If so, what you think of the movie? No, I don't think I've heard of it, to be fair.
Yeah, I quite like it. It's with John Travolta. And I can't remember the other actor's name. But it's like a dumb action movie, I think. It was entertaining for what it was. Like, I like John Travolta's character because he has like this energy drink, but it turns into a gun. It's like it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Is what it is.
What about you, Mike? Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen it.
Am I thinking there's the front cover of it? Is John Travolta completely shaved?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
bald, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah. I think I know which one. I can remember the front cover.
He's got like
of
a
it now.
goatee, and he's like completely
Yeah.
bald. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what film it is, but no, I've never seen it. But I can remember the front cover of it. Chrissy says, Playtendoguy, have you seen the trailer for X? It looks good. Popcorn flick, right up your alley. Can't remember. I might have done. I can remember. I don't know. I know I did see a trailer for one film that looked quite good, and I think it was called X, but I think it's a horror film, but I can't remember. Have you guys seen the trailer for it?
No.
Not heard of it.
Yeah.
DVD and Film Bloke says, I actually could never get on with Rain Man. Possibly I'm autistic myself and a lot more harsh on it than what I reckon the average film goer would be.
It took me a long time to get into Rain Man, if I'm honest. I didn't
Yeah.
like it the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
But I do really do appreciate it now.
Saying that, it's nowhere near as bad as music. At least Rain Man had an excuse because it came out in the 80s. Peter says, Playtendoguy, are you saying you're not going to pick up My Stepmother is an Alien? In a sale, I'll pick it up. Yeah, it looks like a fun film, but I wouldn't pay like, is it 18 quid for it?
Yeah, it's definitely a sale item, that film.
Yeah. It's got such a great cast, but it's so shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just really, I don't know. It's like it really sort of captures that 80s cheese. But the cast is like phenomenal. Like it's really hard to explain. It's just I wouldn't pay 18 quid for it though. Fuck me.
No. Definitely wait for a sale, but the cast did kind of sell it for me when I saw the front cover. Yeah. DVD Even Film Bloke says, I believe Debbie Does Dallas is literally a porno as the adult tag on Letterboxd. Oh, so don't Google it, right? Don't go in HMV and ask, do you have Debbie Does Dallas?
Then just show them all the pictures. Like, what's this movie? Do you have it? Yeah.
I think CEX will have it in their TV documentary section. Gary says, I will get the Godfather 4K set once it drops to 60 quid. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty decent price. Oh my god, we are definitely going down the porn route tonight.
Right.
DVD for Film Bloke says, it's one of the few pornos I've heard along with Deep Throat and Let My Puppets Come. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yes, the puppet porno released 14 years before Meet the Feebles.
I remember a time where you could walk into HMV and there would be a full-on porn section.
Yeah.
Like no curtains, nothing. Like it was you could walk down there and just you were exposed to everything. Like it just shamelessly everything was on display. Like you nothing could stop you from going down there. You know, it was just like in your face there. It was just you wouldn't get that today at all.
No. I'm just looking at the titles: Deep Throat and Let My Puppets Come. Jeez. What are we talking about tonight, eh?
Can you imagine trading all that in at CEX?
Yeah. Kermit's here. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
DVD Even Film Bloke says, in case you wonder where I heard of Let My Puppets Come is the Cinema Snob. Oh, right.
He covers some really obscure shit. He's great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tony says, Shaping Ryan's privates. I don't think he'll be very happy. DVD Even Film Bloke, didn't notice you come in, Kermit's Ghost. Nice to see you in our live chats. Definitely is. Dr. Impossible says, one film I would like to see on Blu-ray, but it's never had a DVD released in the UK, was a film with Anthony Edwards and Timothy Dalton called Hawks. I've only got the VHS UK rental from '89.
I'm sold on that one.
Yeah, I've heard it's meant to be a good film. That.
Yeah, I've heard of that one before. I think my dad has talked about that quite a while ago. I can remember the name, definitely. DVD Film Bloke says, also, I guess a lot of the Fritz the Cat's wannabe would fall into the porno genre, at least stag movies. Fritz the Cat's not great. Again, I wrote a review on my letterbox ages ago. Cool. Kermit said, Alan says, the other actor from Paris with Love is Jonathan Rhys-Meyers.
Yeah.
Oh, he was from that, is it Tudors TV
He was in the
show?
Tudors, yeah.
Yeah,
I knew
I
could remember the Reese bit, but I just couldn't remember the Jonathan Myers bit.
Yeah, he was in a Dracula TV show and all, I think, for Sky or something.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he's been like in a period drama film as well. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah,
I see his face like in my mind, but I just can't remember what else he's been in.
Yeah, he's been in a few bits here and there.
Yeah.
Luke says, while I'm off, guys, it's been brilliant watching the stream. I'm falling asleep, so I must be so tired. Guys, have a good night's stream. Thanks ever so much, Luke. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, Luke.
Tony says, I had Hawks on VHS. Chrissy says, Playtendoguy, yeah, the horror movie, 1970s horror boogie nights. Okay.
I wouldn't call it a horror, but
Yeah.
I suppose it's a horror if you watch it with your parents.
yes.
Yeah.
Peter says, yes, Debbie Does Dallas is an adult film, just like Debbie Does Dallas 2. Okay. Dr. Impossible says, great film, Hawks, just a shame it's not known.
I'll have to look out for that one if I can. It's got, hopefully got a Blu-ray, even a DVD release. But
keep an eye out. Peter says, Kim Basinger's character watches Debbie Does Dallas and My Stepmother is an alien when she's researching life on Earth. It's a funny scene. Wow, what a thing.
I've only seen that film once, so I can't remember that scene.
What a film to research human life on.
Yeah.
DVD Film Bloke says, Fritz the Cat is not a porno, by the way. Despite being X-rated and having quite a few sex scenes, it's more like an extreme sex comedy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm completely confused now with Fritz the Cat. We have talked about this before. I didn't realise it was like a sex comedy, but it is about a cat. Is it about a cat?
I've not seen it. I think it's about an animated cat. But it's the movie's for adults. Yeah.
AK movies. Oh, okay. DVD bloke. Cool. Playtendoguy says, no, I'm talking about X. I'm confused. No,
Yeah, I'm lost in that.
And the final comment of the night is from Dr. Impossible, and we're talking about a bit more porn. I can remember this section with HMV with softcore porn, members only, and plenty of Lindsay Down, Mackenzie, big breast stuff. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't believe HMV actually used to do porn. I might actually go in there on Saturday and say, can you remember when HMV did porn, and see what they say.
I just remember like when I was small, a kid, the aisle was the aisle seemed like they just went on forever, and I just remember like there was like an adult section, but it wasn't closed off or anything. It was just there. You could just walk down it, no problems, no questions.
Yeah. And some of the covers of the films, they left little to the imagination. You could see everything on them.
Yeah, it was just There was just nothing concealed at all.
Yeah.
Definitely surprising. I know, like some of the films, like the Shameless ones, have like stickers over like certain
Yeah.
parts
Yeah.
now, but yeah, you certainly wouldn't get away with it this day and age, would we?
No, no.
Tony says, "Night chaps, been great. I am now going to check my several copies of Texas Chainsaw Massacre as I have a few different copies to see which one's the best one. Thanks ever so much for joining, Tony. It was great to see you join the live stream. Hope you can come on again soon, mate." Peter says, "Playtendoguy, let's butcher some more names, shall we?" Gary says, "Debbie Does Dallas VHS box set as shown in My Stepmother is an Alien."
Okay.
I never thought tonight we'll be talking about Debbie Does Dallas. So it makes it sound like a spin-off to the Dallas TV show.
Yeah.
DVD Even Film Bloke says, "Yeah, an animated cat college dropout who traverses New York, mainly getting high, having sex, and trying to be a radical." Wow. Sounds like a fun time.
It's one of those movies I've heard of but never seen.
Well, it was the first X-rated animated film on general release. It's an 18 plus now.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube in decent quality. Ooh.
Okay.
One to watch on the phone, not on the big screen with the parents then. He also says it's largely a satire on 60s America and the hippie movement. It's not Ralph Baski's best. He did far better later on. And yeah, we are at the end of the comments now. So I say that Peter's just about come in. If you got any more questions or comments, just pop them in quickly down here. We'll finish off at 11 because it's nearly 11. That's be about right, won't it, guys?
Yeah.
Peter says, "Busy girl, that Debbie is basing his character comment on the film." Right. She certainly does sound busy. The sequel, The Nine Lives of Fritz the Cat, is complete shit. And the DVD from Film Bloke says, "Good night, I will shut up now." You don't have to, mate. It's really interesting to see all these films you've got interested in. It's definitely great. But thanks ever so much for coming on tonight, mate, and talking.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure. But yeah, we are at the end of the comments now, so I think we'll finish up for tonight. Thanks ever so much, everybody, for watching at home. It's been another brilliant night. Thank you for Tony from Horror and TOJ for joining. Fantastic guest. And thanks as always, Andy and Mike, for joining again. It's been a great night.
No problem.
No problem.
Yep. We do have one final comment from Blue Justin, who is our guest next week. It says, "Sorry I'm late. What is your latest purchase?"
Ghostbusters Afterlife and Last Night in Soho, 4K. For me.
How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I picked up a few today. I picked up The Quick and the Dead. I picked up Brokeback Mountain on Blu-ray for £1. And what was the other two? What was it? I picked up Black Christmas, horror film, and I picked up a film called The Holy Mountain. It's an Arrow release.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I know which one that is. Is it Jodorowsky or something?
Jodorowsky, yeah.
Jodorowsky, yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen any of his films, but I've heard a lot of people talk a lot about him, so I'm interested to see what that's like.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Me picked up like Ghostbusters, June, Waiting for Last Night in Soho, and I also picked up a German import of Almost Famous.
I love that film.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Yeah, I did watch it at the weekend and really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd get the Blu-ray of it. I think it's the extended cut, so it's like about 2.5 hours long. Yeah. Marvel fan says bye. Peter says Debbie Does Dallas is such a great little title. It certainly sounds like a interesting watch. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. I don't know. Alan says bye everyone. Bye, Alan. And yeah, bye, everyone. Thank you ever so much for watching. It's been a great night. Thanks ever so much, Tony. Thanks ever so much, Andy and Mike. Thanks ever so much to you at home. See you all again next week. I was nearly going to say next weekend, but next Wednesday night, where our special guest will be Blue Justin. He's looking forward to it next week, and he's been to the barbers to trim up his beard in preparation. So yeah, it'll be great to have Justin on, and we'll also have hopefully Poppin' the Popcorn on from America. So that'll be our first international guest. So thanks ever so much for watching, guys. See you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.